Boy, if that doesn't get you excited for racing, I don't know what will. Thank you so much for joining us, Racing Dudes, live here on Preakness Stakes Day. I'm with Aaron Haltman, Mike Somich. I'm Magic. Gentlemen, that's probably the most exciting thing we've seen since technical analysis.
What are you talking about? Lightning Larry, man. Horse just tore up the track.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, listen, Jared just pulled in my driveway. That's exciting, right?
That is also exciting. Listen, things are already looking up. If you've had a rough day or an on and off day, we're here to help you. Things will get better from here on out. We are about 8 minutes away from the Sir Barton Stakes, which is going 2 turns. Thankfully, it's not a one-turn race, because if it was one turn, just give it to the first 2 horses out of the gate, and there you go. That's how the dirt course has been playing, right, Aaron?
That was pretty wild. The last race was like, okay, we're going to get at least a horse coming from 3rd or 4th or 5th when you saw those opening 2 fractions. Nope, the top 2 horses that set the pace just sat right there and battled down the stretch. And Lightning Larry gets the best of Sheriff Cogburn. And so it was definitely interesting to see that happen. But, it's Pimlico. We're having fun. We're still having fun, guys. Don't worry about it.
Mike, you look like you're having all sorts of fun over there.
Yeah, it's Pimlico, man. That is definitely a good way to put it. It's interesting. Just a lot going on there. A lot going on. Yeah, that was a wild race, man. They go 21 and change, 44-1, I think it was, or 44-2. And you're like, someone's got to come get them, right? And like the 9-horse Little Vic, who I know Jared liked Little Vic. You guys had it in the Money article.
Yeah.
Just didn't even do anything, right? Just completely stops and goes the other direction. No one really closes into the pace, and they don't come home very fast either. They come home in almost 14 seconds for the last furlong. So it's not like they were flying home. It's just you can't close right now over that track, which is brutal.
Look at this.
Dun, 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 dun,
oh,
dun.
boy. Oh. Now it's going to be bad.
It's over.
Uh-oh.
It's over.
I
don't know how you want to set up.
I missed your intro music, Jared. I'm sorry.
I've got headphones on, so
it's for us. It's Jared's entrance music. There we go. Here he comes. And now, direct from Springfield? Joplin, Missouri, Jared the Intimidator Welch.
He's playing like intro music for you.
Oh, he has no idea what's going on. That's right.
No, he can't hear. So.
Listen, this is how this day is going for us here.
Larry, baby. Larry.
Direct from his latest Tinder conquest. There's Jared Welch.
He's logging in on his own now. So.
Okay. Oh, we're still going to go force cameras. Okay. All right.
I guess we are, yeah. Okay.
Chris says, I agree with this, Chris. This was the first real sign to me that we might be in trouble if you like someone off the pace. Is Jackson Traveler in that the race earlier? That was the Chick Lang Skip at. I can't remember which one we saw he was in, but
so what you see sometimes, maybe he was going to win anyway because the other speed kind of scratched and he got out there, but to see him just extend that lead, it's like, we got a speed favoring track. So, but yeah, look, it is what it is. You just got to kind of adjust and take it from there, right?
Man, this is it's making me sick to my stomach for the Preakness just because now I don't know what the hell is going to happen. At least I was sick to my stomach knowing Epicenter is going to be the favorite, and we even saw yesterday, right? We covered the Pimlico Special and the Black Eyed Susan both on the dirt. Track was fair yesterday. I don't know what happened unless it was just the heat and humidity, or it's just one of those quirky things that happen sometimes. Alex still holding it down in Paris. Hey, Alex.
Yeah, I'm glad Alex is here. And let's not underestimate, we don't have like the highest caliber stakes horses like we see on some other undercards today. So that's a lot of it as well.
Yeah, it's, well, you're right, Chris. It is still Epicenter. I said in our group chat, if Joel doesn't come out of the gates on him, like with both feet firmly on the gas pedal, he's doing that wrong. But I think he will. You've seen how he's ridden Jackson Traveler, the horse that just got second in that Cockburn. He's been doing pretty well with those speed horses. Simplification, gunning from the rail might actually be a decent thing. And like Dan said, Armagnac must use in the try, right? We all knew that.
Well, I'm waiting for that race where, because it's like such a speed favoring track, every jockey fires and all of a sudden they all collapse and fall apart. Kind of thinking that might turn out to be the Preakness. If you have like Armagnac, you have Fenwick go, you've got, simplification that goes, early voting that goes, and all of a sudden there's 4 up front instead of just the one that we were expecting.
Very, very true, Dan. Both feet firmly in the stirrups is a good start for Joel out of a Triple Crown gate. Yeah. Hey, there he is. Jared's back on his own screen now. There you go, buddy.
What's up?
Boy, how are you doing? How's your betting been today, Jared?
Oh, it's been great. It's been great. No, I mean it has. That's the thing about it is I've liked all my bets. Is there an echo?
I don't know. Is this okay? Sound okay?
He's quiet.
Yeah, you guys are. He's a little quiet, but
Can you hear me?
Still really quiet?
Yeah.
I don't even know what he just did. Did he say something?
Okay.
Hang on.
Hold on. We'll figure this out.
Yeah, remarkable. You have the same decorations, same bottles of whiskey, and same little mini brawlers in the background.
Here, hold on. I think I know.
All right, let's look, while we figure this out, let's look ahead. 3 minutes to post for the Sir Barton Stakes, and you see here up on the screen the way that the betting is going. No, you're on the Murphy Stakes there, Mike. I'm one race off. It's the Murphy Stakes starting things off, not the Sir Barton. Is that correct?
Don't question me again. Yeah, we're in the 10th.
We're in the 10th. I can't remember. That's fine. I don't want to talk about the dirt course right now. I'm still pretty pissed off. James Murphy Stakes, a mile on the turf for 3-year-old boys. Uncaptured Spirit, Mike, when we covered this Magic Mike show, was one that we both said could go gate to wire. And if you're thinking that could hold true on the turf course here, 7-1 still seems like he's a good price.
Yeah, 7 wasn't bad. I still think he's probably the speed of the speed, so I don't mind Uncaptured Spirit at all here. A couple of scratches here that kind of shorten the field up, which I think is going to make this a little easier for the horse to be more forwardly placed. If Uncaptured Spirit makes the lead and is comfortable around that first turn, I think Uncaptured Spirit's tough. I'm fine with the 7-1 price. Like I said, because of the scratches, I was not expecting 12-1. So 7-1 kind of fits. I do think the 3 is faster than the 1 and the 2 on the inside, which should be the other pace pressure. And then you've got the 9 horse as well, Crabs and Beer, who could possibly be one of those horses that makes a little bit more noise, who could be forwardly placed coming out of sprints. But I think it's going to be the 3 loose. And if that's the case, the way this turf course is playing, you want to make sure the 3 is involved in any ticket you have.
It's the way both courses are playing, right? Even if it looks like there's a lot of speed, it doesn't seem like the horses are falling apart too much. And that kind of leads me to the 5 ready to perform. Your 3-2 favorite right now was the 5-2 morning line. He's taking the money as we expect, but he, in 2 of his 3 races, Mike, would definitely took back and was way behind and made a big rally, or at least he tried to at Del Mar. But is this a horse that, if he drops back, are you going to be worried when Flo does that? Because Flo did get set piece to win.
I mean, you've been able to close if you are the best horse on this course, right? And like the other turf race we've seen going 2 turns, the 11 horse, I can't remember his name, Maker horse, stat a lot closer to the pace than he had in the past to try and make up for some of that. Set piece came from all the way in the back. That was an interesting race, though. I was surprised the Tone was the one who was setting the pace on that lead. I think that was a little bit faster than I necessarily expected. But look, you've been able to close down the outside if you need to, down the inside if you need to, but you have to be the best horse to be able to do that. When you're 3-2, you're supposed to be the best horse. So you shouldn't have an issue from a pace perspective here. You've got the 3 horse that should be pretty forwardly placed early. You've got the 1 and the 2 that both have some speed. So you should get a decent pace for the 5, you'd think. But I am a little concerned about how far back that 5 is going to be. I think it might set up well for the 10 horse Joe here, who's going to be sitting closer to the pace. We haven't seen him run on turf yet. But in all of his efforts on dirt, you've seen him anywhere from 2 to 5 lengths behind when he's going a mile and 16th or a mile and an eighth. And those are mostly 47 second half miles. He's probably going to be pretty close to the pace if he's able to bust it out of that 10 post well. And if that's the case, I think Joe could be a real big threat just sitting off the 3's flank here, getting first run.
Aaron, Jared, welcome back. We were talking about Joe. Give us a sound check. What do you think about the 10 horse? Well, Jared's muted. And Aaron's muted. You're both muted. There we go.
There you go. Is that better?
There we go. That's much better.
Yeah, there we go. We had some technical difficulties over here. False magic.
Wouldn't be a show without technical difficulties.
I know, right? I mean, usually it's you guys, but we'll take the lead on today. What are we talking about? What's going on?
The 10 horse, Joe.
Joe. By the way, Joe has the best horse name of all time, right?
Just Joe.
Just Joe. No, I don't necessarily like the odds on Joe. But I think that horse has got. Hang on, let me pull my past performances.
Well, the breeding was all turf, and they debuted him on turf, and when he won on dirt, they decided to see how far he could go. He would have qualified for the Preakness if he was Triple Crown nominated, but they decided not to spend $150,000 to do that for him. So, Aaron, what about you?
I don't understand why he's in this race. Do you have an idea?
They thought that, well, they didn't want to spend the $150. I don't know why they didn't go to the Sir Barton. That's the one I would have thought he would have gone to. 2 turns on dirt.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's just weird to me. It's like, why is he here? Because he's running so well on the dirt. He won the local prep, like you said. If you don't want to spend the $150, you can go to the Sir Barton. That's on the surface. He's been running really
Or-
well in. So
Actually, no, he couldn't. He's won a stake, so he couldn't go.
oh,
there.
that's right. That's right.
yeah.
Still,
So it's
weird.
Preakness or turf for him.
You're also declaration of war, though. I mean, so there is a turf pedigree here. We started first race ever was on turf, so it's not like they didn't think this horse was a. Generally, if your first race on turf, the trainer thinks you're a turf horse, right? So I think they kind of thought this was a turf horse, and then he's been running so well on the dirt. And why not take a shot here if you're not going to put the 150 up and end up with this turf spread for turf stakes?
Dan,
I'm not loving the 6-5 on the 5, even though that is my pick. It's just a lot to ask for this horse off of. That's crazy odds for a horse that hasn't been seen since November.
Yeah.
Especially one without any speed.
Well, yeah, it's not. That doesn't help anything. But I mean, the horse. Whatever happened there in that last race. But obviously, this was a horse that had a lot of hopes, or there was a lot of potential with the horse after those first 2 races. Of course, those were at Ellis and Laurel, then went to Del Mar, and that did not go well. But hey, back to kind of this side of the country, and maybe you can get it done for Brad Cox.
Going in, see what happens.
That's about the attitude to have today. Well, let's see what happens here, guys.
I just can't get a read for it. Can we just move this to? Can we move to Laurel after this year? Is anybody really going to miss
No.
Pimlico?
No one's gonna miss Pimlico after.
Like
I mean,
the
they've been
8
trying
old
to move
people
this-
who were alive when it first opened, maybe.
They've been trying to move this to Laurel for years, haven't they?
Stronach has.
Not
Yeah.
putting my voice
There's
on
too many
record saying that.
Too many traditionalists out there.
People already
Well,
hate me, so I'm not saying that.
Aaron loves tradition.
Yeah, so I'm not.
Here's Joe. I can't wait till Joe's on the quarter pole. Joe, quarter to go at Pimlico. Yeah.
They're off.
Everybody
right.
but the 8 broke okay. The 1 immediately took back. Just said nope.
That's exactly
is
where I
over.
thought the 3 would go.
5's a lot
Yep.
closer to the pace than I thought.
Yeah. Joe's going to come from behind.
The 3 and the 6 are probably both in trouble. They're going way too fast.
So Joe and Snake and Loose were the 2 horses coming from those races there at Laurel and now trying the turf. So that's the 2 that it's a question mark. Why is Epic Luck?
How they're moving, aren't they?
Yeah.
What is Epic Luck doing?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Just
Capture
cooking.
Spirit's screwed now.
The
Yeah,
correct answer
yeah.
is cooking the 3. That's what
Yeah.
Epic Luck's
Oh yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
Totally.
Well, it worked for Chantal, right? Chantal cooked the inside speed horse in dirt and just said, all right, bye.
Yeah.
It's true.
Dan, I don't know about that exacta. This might be in danger here.
Our horses look
Relying
good for
on
the
that
try.
3. 3's under a drive now.
If the 6 will drop out.
There goes your
5,
6.
Here comes
Bye
10.
by
Here comes
6.
9.
Yeah. Joe's getting the trip, man. Joe's
yeah.
gone.
Joe gets through on the inside. Come on, Joe.
Come on, you
Go,
3.
Joe, go.
Here. Come on.
Go, Joe, go.
That 9
Oh,
up there.
Come on.
Crabs?
That's
Come on,
a-
Crabs.
Come on,
Beer.
Crabs.
Come on,
Come
9.
on,
Win the
Crabs.
race, 9.
Come on, Crabs. Come on,
Get up,
Win
Crabs.
the race, 9.
It's all right.
We got the try.
We're gonna get the try.
Come on, Joe.
Come on, Joe. Joe.
on, Joe.
Joe. Joe. Joe. Joe. Joe. Joe. Joe.
Woo!
So
This is great
That's why he's in the
racing.
race.
I love it.
we love Pimlico.
God bless Pimlico. Oh.
Oh, that's great. That's fantastic. I'm so glad he dug in and held on there. That's cool.
He tripped the bleep out too.
He
I mean,
did.
that was an amazing ride to be able to get just right when the 3 was quitting, able to go 2 wide around that turn and get the jump on the 5, and that was a difference.
I'm glad the 3 or the 9, I should say, outfinished that 3. That's gonna at least help the try a little bit, but I don't think the try is gonna pay huge with those top 2.
Well, I mean, it's not going to pay that bad, and we have it for $1. So
I mean, the 3 held on for 4th, didn't he?
yes,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a pretty good race from the 3 too, considering.
Solid race from the 3.
Since
Also
he
shows
got beat down to the ground. Yeah.
So every race I handicap today, I have the speed, like the pace wrong. I bet the 3 on top because I thought the 3 would get a lonely lead. Right, Somich. I mean, and it's like,
And I was confident in Tone earlier because I thought that he's going to have a perfect target to run
Exactly.
into, and he's got him three leagues ahead of everybody.
I mean, look at this. The Ekman Edge speed pace figure, 90 and then 79. So lone lead. Just the 6 is sitting down here to 70. Like, what are you doing? What's going on here?
What are you supposed to do? You know what I
I
mean?
don't
Like,
know.
how are you supposed to even
I don't
Yeah.
know.
just close your eyes and hope that they like Magic said? We'll see what happens.
That's
All you gotta
right.
You just got to believe in Joe, man. You got to like. Can I ask a question, Aaron? Why hadn't Joe tried the turf before that race?
Well, there you go, right? Yeah, the pedigree was there, but it's just I'm still surprised he was in the race. But man, he ran well. Holy
Where
crap.
did Shake 'em Loose not run at all? Because he was the other horse that was doing the same thing.
So they were kind of together. I think Shake 'em Loose may have been just behind him or just in front of him. I can't remember where they were, but Shake 'em Loose did nothing.
Has Epic Luck finished?
Yeah. Oh, he just did.
Doubtful.
Oh, there he is.
Oh man.
How about Crabs and Beer getting up there for third? That was a nice effort from that horse.
That was a 9 a.m. addition to this morning with all the freaking scratches. So I was glad to see. Hey, you know what's fun? Hey, hey, I forgot.
Yeah. So I'll tell everybody this little behind the scenes. I sent Jared a try. He said, throw that 9 in there. Let's get some value. I said, all right, I'll do that. So
Nice.
what's funny is we worked on this guide article.
It was a
probably
3.
longer.
We had. Who did we hit you to kick out?
I
Or
think
someone
we
else.
kicked the 8 out.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. So, and
That worked out.
we worked so hard on this guy for hours on this article, and then that little change right there leads to a trifecta that we worked 5 minutes on. He was just like, "No, we need a value horse. Throw in the 9."
I don't. If the regular players don't realize, like this morning, like we've been doing guides for years. This morning, today was the worst I've ever seen in terms of scratches.
It was bad.
Just, I mean, I think I had 10 picks or 10 stakes. I think I had like 6 races that I needed to do different. It was nuts, and I got yours, Magic, and I thought, why is he sending me so much? And I was like, well, because look at all the scratches.
Yeah. Well, there were 21 scratches on this card, and usually, and that's not MTOs or also eligibles, just a ton of scratches. And usually on these big days, you've got like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to run on the big days.
Well, yeah, that's what you don't ever expect them to be. This and a couple, by the way, top picks.
Yes.
Or value that you were excited. So it's like, well,
This race.
Crabs and Beer. That's
Riot House was my top pick in this race. I was
Yeah.
pissed when I saw you scratch.
Oh, me
I'm not
too.
pissed now.
He was mine as well, and I was
Oh.
pissed as well. Yeah. So,
But hey, we hit that try, so
yeah, that's good. I don't know what it paid.
the live bankroll article had it for $1, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it.
and if we would have gotten smart earlier and boxed that other try, that was about what was that?
That was $100.
$100
and
try.
We wheeled it.
Right.
Yep.
There's a stealth bomber flying over
Ooh, that's
Baltimore.
cool.
Now, is that just because it's Baltimore, or is it special because it's Preakness Day?
I don't know.
Not quite sure.
Oh, jeez. The try paid $33 for $1. Good God.
Made $10.
That's horrible.
Wow, nice.
Well,
Hey, it's better than losing.
Yep.
no, you're not wrong.
That's the frustrating part is, like a Tone $50 to win on a 2-1. I thought she's going to be so tough here. I loved that bet. And then, when that half of that race with Little Vic and it unfolded, I thought, man, he's sitting perfect. And we got 6-7 to 1 on him. No, you just can't close into it. It's just been one of those days that you feel like you've gotten the right horses or been on the right strategy or the right idea. Even the ones we've missed, the tries and things like that, we've been all over. We played the exacta hard in the first race. We had the winner. The one horse didn't run, so it's just like it's just been one of those days. And I think that's kind of Pimlico, or at least this big Preakness Day. It's just that in a nutshell. It's tough, man.
Mm-hmm.
Pimlico didn't even spell the name correctly of Lightning Larry. Like, that's how little they even cared when they sent out the press release or the with the photos. Like, no, they got his name wrong a couple
They
times.
don't give a shit.
No.
Well, the frustrating thing is the last trifecta we played, which what was it, the 8th race, I think.
Yeah.
we wheeled it because we thought, yeah, it's not going to pay it very much, and it paid $140 for $1.
Right. And you had all four. They had the horses. You just didn't have you had the 4 horse in second and third instead of winning the damn thing.
Right. And then in this race, we boxed because we were like, no, this is going to pay. And then, so that's just part of it, though,
I know this, though, and I know if people are watching this, you guys may have mentioned it earlier. I don't know how much you've talked about, the Preakness itself, but, looking at those early odds, or I guess it's getting closer to the current odds, but, earlier he was 2-1, which is epicenter, which is shocking. And, in the guide, while we didn't play the win, we kind of expect, we specifically said, like, we think he's going to be 4-5. So, we're not going to play him to win, but I don't know that you're going to get 4-5 now. Like, I think even if he gets bet down, which I'm sure he will, but 8-5, somewhere in there, 7-5, 6-5, he becomes enticing to play on as a win bet as well. So just keep that in mind as we get in there, even though I like the way we're playing that race anyways. Him as a win bet, if he's sitting there around 2-1, is extremely valuable.
Yeah.
I saw someone in the chat brought up that Fenwick, here it is. Long a shot at 50-1 was maybe a little bit far off, but bet down to 7-1. Is it that people know something, or is this an overreaction to how speed is playing and they're assuming the horse just gets sent right out of the gate?
Well,
I think it's an overreaction to the longest shot on the board winning the Derby. So now everybody's betting the longest shot on the board of the Preakness.
I think those odds are also complete bullshit. Like, I'm sorry, but no, it's only people at the track who are currently betting money. It's not, they don't even have those bet. It's only the overnights at the track. It's not like included into the pool that's being bet online or anything that's bet on Bet Online already. So it's just this like limited sample. And so if someone bet $20 to win on Fenwick, he's 7-1. Like there's probably like $7,000 in that pool. If you look at the daily double pool, he's $300 in the double. So he would be like 60-1 on the daily double pool based on those numbers. So I think looking at the Preakness to the Black Eyed Susan to the Preakness number gives you a much more realistic odds than the BS they're throwing up on NBC.
Okay.
Tell us what you really think.
It's like people are posting it on Twitter too, and I'm like, this is so stupid. Why are you even posting this? This is just complete bullshit. Like, these aren't the odds. This isn't what like anything close to what it's going to go off at. It's crazy to me.
It's because the Derby winner isn't here, and we have nothing else better to talk about than the goddamn odds of people playing at the track. That's why, Mike.
The mouths on these two. Jeez. Anyway.
What do we got here? Oh, hello.
Yeah.
I was like, I know why Jared's not talking. What about the rest of us?
Okay. The first click at Thrill Road is 6-5.
Oh, God.
And B-Doc is 7-2.
Boy, if you ever wanted fixed odds, 7-2 on B-Doc, the way this track is playing.
See, that's what makes me really excited about him. He should get the trip that you need on this track.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the blinkers came off last time, right? So you'd think he's just gonna go.
You'd think.
There isn't any other real speed in this spot either. Like, he should get a rather easy lead if he wants it, and I'd be shocked if you don't send here if you're Gaffney on.
Well, and once again, I think the same thing. So they'll probably be pressed going 21 and change, going 2 turns. So that's how it's been. So. But I mean, at 7-2, when we made this bet for the guide, I don't think we thought 7-2 was going to happen.
No,
that would be unbelievable.
He's one of those that, we're like, for instance, if you compare him to like Little Vic was like, okay, well, you're going to get value on him. And if he runs to that last race, he should be competitive in that, in a race that you're going to try to beat the favorite. This one, it felt like, well, if you look at that last race, he should be a winner, And so for him to be 7-2, Ethereal Road, if he goes off as a favorite, win or lose, that is a awful price to take on that horse.
Yeah.
He is the favorite in the daily doubles, $11.20. The second choice is actually Unikey, $11.70. B-Doc is going to be your third favorite. It looks like $12.10. But all three of them should be relatively close when they actually break from the gate.
So the Lucas horse, Ethereal Road, does not really have a running style that's conducive to what we've seen on the dirt track today. That he's going to come from out of it.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, he might be last. So that's interesting.
Anytime that even like you have to be, I don't know, you have to be a little bit shitty of a horse for D-Wayne to like not continue to try running you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like we all know, right? That was all like why, like I know you and I, and there's several other claims that won at Ethereal Road. And it wasn't because we thought he was this great horse. We thought, well, shit, he's going to run him 20 times before the Belmont.
Yep.
So he could have ran in the Derby, right? Opted not to, at least, all we know.
Thanks again, Coach. Appreciate that.
Yeah, appreciate that. And could run the Preakness, 99 times out of 100, he's going to bring he's already got Secret Oath. So to choose this race, I don't know, just like, I don't feel like that's a vote of any confidence at all from the coach, who is not afraid to throw horses that don't belong in these Triple Crown races just to have a horse in the race, or have multiple horses in the race.
And to be clear, he's ended multiple horses in big races before too. Like, it's not just, oh, well, he's got Secret Oath, so forget about, let's not throw that one in there.
Right.
No, he'll run 2 or 3. So I agree. From a class standpoint, I guess he's the one to beat here, but I don't know. The numbers say this is going to be a pretty close race.
So we're sitting here. We're down about $30 in the bankroll article, and we got a win bet.
Yeah,
a couple win bets left. Some exactas, and maybe another win bet. We're gonna have to add one on Epicenter, depending on what those odds look like. There's still time.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna have. Do you have any plans here, Magic? How are we gonna get through the next 2.5 hours?
I do actually. Well, we can do the commercial breaks like I did during the Derby. If you need a few minutes to kill the stretch. I mean, it's content that shows up for everybody else who's
what are our
watching.
drink
What's going on.
options?
Say, do you want me to
Here at
get a White Claw? I brought a bunch up here.
Yeah.
Do you want one? Okay. What
Yeah.
kind do you want? I got lemon, watermelon, grapefruit.
Now, there's the content people want.
Yes.
Jared's favorite White Claw flavor.
You surprised me.
Just grab one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
This is a host right here. You know what I mean? Like, I get over here. I'm surprised it wasn't sitting here, popped open for me when I arrived. But yeah, Magic, you filled 7 hours on Derby Day without us, so
Yep.
you can do it.
I mean, I did it with a lot of videos in between, so I could take a break and go take a piss. Or
What'd you
something.
put in? Like, what did you use between?
I did the Derby contender videos that we had done. So I
Oh.
would show so I did that again with the Preakness one. So I have them ready to go if you want.
Well, we're only 30 minutes in. I mean, I think we could. It's not that bad yet.
I think it was. Well, I knew it was going to be a long day of 7 hours. So it was like every 40 minutes or so I would do it.
Yeah,
he
you
also
had
had Saratoga Slim. That's true.
I despite having Saratoga Slim.
He had the drunk Saratoga Slim, which even makes it.
Katie wants a Jack and Coke. Aaron, I know you just sat down, but can you go get Katie a Jack? Thank you.
I probably could make her one. Yeah, I think I don't know where you want to put it.
Just need the
We
delivery
could probably
system.
make you one, Katie. I don't know how I could get it to you, but
We don't have no
ingredients.
Barber Road jokes.
Mm-mm.
What do we have? 21 minutes to post. We can do a pick 3 draft. Why not? That's always a good way to kill time.
Let's do it.
We'll do one now, and then let's do a couple of shots and come back in 10 minutes and do another pick 3 draft, and we'll see which one of those was better.
Hopefully, it goes better than yesterday's pick 3.
That was frustrating. Aaron nailed the winner in the last at like 15-1 too.
Yep.
I know.
Somich, if you'd said the right number, we would have had it.
Yeah, I blame you.
My bad.
All right. Dave Barista says pick 3 draft. Let's do it. Starting with the Sir Barton Stakes. This is mile and 16, third route for 3-year-olds who have never won any kind of a stakes race, and that includes Ethereal Road. Aaron, to start us off, who is your pick to start the pick 4?
Did you ask me?
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm going to go with B-Doc. I think if the horse runs back to that last number, it's going to be an easy win. The track's playing to his style, so let's go B-Doc.
Oops. All right. Jared.
Are we staying this race?
Yeah, this race.
Okay. Let's do, what number is that? Mr. Jefferson.
He is 6.
6.
Good.
All right. 5-6 so far. Mike.
Oh, I'll go with the Well, are you going to pick a horse here, Magic? You are.
I'm picking the 8 Unique, so don't you dare take
so
it.
I won't take your 8. I'll go
That's what
with
I
the
was
10
thinking.
rugs.
That was the horse I was going to take if you went with the 8, actually. So
I
5.
A lot of the speed in this spot is a lot of one-turn speed, or has only gone one turn. So Ruggs has gone 2 with some speed. So we'll try Ruggs, see what he can do.
He's been improving every start, or his last several starts, and Moquette liked him enough from the maiden debut win to throw him into a couple of Oaklawn stakes. So
I'm
see if maybe
happy we're not using a 3-year road here.
I know a couple other people on this stream who loved Ruggs in his maiden debut. I think
That's
Aaron
great.
and I were both like all over Ruggs when he broke his maiden, and it's been hasn't
I
lived up
wanted
to
to
that hype.
use Ruggs here. He's just wildly inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
But but if he shows up, to your point, if he shows up,
But he beat Cellar Tap last time out, Jared.
well, that does tell you a lot, about his quality.
He's not wrong.
I mean, the 2 times
Cellar
he's gone
Tap is quick.
yeah.
the 2 times he's gone 2 turns, he's faced Zozos and We the People. Both of those are pretty good horses. There's no Zozos or We the People in this race. Am I giving Zozos too much credit?
No, I think Zozos would win this race.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's also,
Zozos.
He also got beat by 8 and 14. So let's not. A bunch of other horses beat him.
You know what, Jared? You know what you're talking about.
And we're back to
Just
yesterday.
sip on
All
your
right.
White Claw, okay? Take your ham sandwich out of your beard. And
Just
don't
being
worry
clear, I
about it.
want everyone to understand.
Now we're having fun.
Just need to open White Claws.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mike, switch us over. Race 12 for Pimlico. We're going back to the turf. The turf sprint stakes. We've got a big field. Oh, nope, now down to 9 older males going 5 furlongs here. Jared, I'll start with you. Who's your pick for this
Oh,
one?
geez. Well, I'm going to go, and I'll list this. I'm going to go ahead and get it ready. But my top pick in the race is number 7, Grateful Bread. So there you go.
Don't hate that one. Good local horse. Mike, what about you?
Give me Hollis. I think we can go gate to wire.
Going gate to wire with Hollis. I'm taking my buddy Karatari. Aaron, where are you going?
Mr. Hustle for me. Give me that 5 horse.
Ooh,
Matt
we're
Maker.
leaving the 3 off.
Aaron, this isn't
no.
a tournament. You can't pick all 5s.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, 7 cents is scary.
Well, listen, this is a pick 3. We got to create value. Let's take the 5.
All right.
I actually don't hate
Preakness-
Mr. Hustle.
I like Mr. Hustle.
Well, yeah, Mr. Hustle wasn't a bad pick. It's more just that you picked 5s all in a row here. And that's
Don't
the thing
worry
that you
about
like
it,
to
okay,
do.
Magic?
Magic, just ask the questions, and then we'll answer them.
Golly.
Aaron, what's your mother doing later? Hey, Preakness Stakes, next one.
Got to answer it.
I don't know.
Preakness Stakes. Mike Somich, would you like to do the honors here?
Sure. I'll take early voting. I'll take the
up-
5 so Aaron can't.
There you go. And Aaron walks off the set. I mean, I'll take Epicenter. Why not? I feel like if anyone's allowed to take Epicenter at chalk, it's me. Aaron, for you.
Is anybody taking Fenwick yet?
He's 7-1. A lot of smart money.
Listen, I'm going to take my guy, the coach, and Secret Oath.
Jared,
Simplification.
I like it.
Sweet.
We
I
went
like
out on a
picks.
limb that race.
Yeah, way to go, us.
That's why I had Mr. Hustle, because we got to create value of these other legs.
When Fenwick wins this, so Aaron's going to go, see, I told you. You should have let me do it.
Yeah.
Should have let me do
Listen,
it.
all kidding aside, if anyone other than those 4 win that race, then great. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Those 4 are definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
and honestly, I would. I'm throwing simplification in there. I don't necessarily think he's good enough, but those 3 that we mentioned, early voting, Secret Oath, and Epicenter, to me, one of those 3 should win.
I'd be
Is Rich
surprised
Strike
if
in the
that's
field, guys?
No.
Is Rich Strike in the field? Cheer Diver wants to know.
Rich Strike ran today, but unfortunately it was at Churchill Downs.
Yeah.
Not
It'll
running
work
in
out.
Pimlico.
Yeah.
It'll
He's
work.
To be clear, no, he's not in this field. Nobody ever really said no to that. No.
they
But
have opted to
hopefully-
just work the shit out of him, but not run him until the Belmont.
Yeah, hopefully we get him in the Belmont.
So I think a lot of people, if you want to go to that just real quick, because it is a story for sure. Probably the biggest story on the day is the Derby winner isn't here. I think a lot of people kind of were skeptical, saying, "Oh, if they're skipping, he's hurt. Something's really wrong with him." He's galloped strongly.
No.
He's worked out. I mean, I think the horse is totally fine and sound.
Yeah, he was going to get waxed. That's why he's not here.
Let me play devil's advocate for a second. I agree with you, but what if he wins the Belmont somehow, and he loses a Triple Crown because he skipped the middle? Well, because he's mad about skipping it, but his connection skipped it.
Then they should feel very dumb.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I mean, the horse is completely sound right now. Worked out well. I get that you want to give the horse the break, but man, if he wins the Belmont, you feel dumb for skipping the Preakness, right?
You should. Shit.
Guys,
that was sorry.
No,
that was my whole thing. Is just we've seen this so many times. Those of us that follow it day in and day out, and you have these good horses that kind of emerge up out of seemingly nowhere. They a lot of times they become so careful with them, and so they start planning out the whole, and it's like, and then they either get injured or they don't run back to that or whatever. Like when on the flip side, like guys like the coach, when he has a good one that seemingly maybe wasn't meant to be that good or whatever, he runs the shit out of them, and that's why, because they're right. Like he's got them at their peak spot, and like I think that the odds that Rich Strike were to win the Preakness or Belmont or whatever are lower than what it is like he'll ever win again, like later down the road. You know what I mean? Like, because the Strike, while the getting's good right now, like I don't understand. I mean, again, I said this from the start. Like, if something was the matter or whatever, like obviously you're not going to run the horse. Would never say just because it's the Preakness or the Triple Crown you have to run. If the horse is injured or something, is off, then no. But if the horse, and all, like you say, all signs seem like he's out there just cruising around the mornings at Churchill, why is he not here? I don't know.
I'll make the biggest reason why he should be here. Look at the field, right? This is not a difficult field. Now, I know people are saying, well, he wouldn't be very good with the bias. And well, that's true, but you don't know that until you get here. But this field is a lot more manageable than the Derby field. Let's pretend he didn't even run in the Derby and he showed up here at Pimlico. You would say, yeah, maybe Rich Strike could get fourth. These horses aren't great in this field.
Well, let's not forget that
Outside the top two, by the way, or two or three. But anyway, sorry.
I mean, to the general public, and we're seeing this firsthand from the business perspective, like people don't care about this race.
No.
You just don't. The Triple Crown, like, hey, where's that horse that won, 81? No Triple Crown? No. Then they don't care.
Well, people that are watching this feed care because they're horse people, right? Horse racing fans care because it's the Preakness. But like you said, anything outside of us, it's kind of like, my mom, for example, she's not watching this race.
Yeah.
She doesn't give a shit, So
no, but I know the biggest thing we can hope for is it is what it is. And unlike him in the Derby, he can't show up last minute and run later on today.
No.
So the best thing we can hope for is an Epicenter win today, and we can get the rubber match in the Belmont. That will not take place of a Triple Crown possibility on the line in the Preakness, but it will be a close second to that because you'll have that rubber match. People will know, oh, that's the horse that won the Derby, and that's the horse that won the Preakness, and you kind of have that battle, so to speak, 1-2 in the Derby. Because then the other flip side is, imagine, we've talked a lot about this on Blinkers Off. What if Epicenter wins these last two legs?
Mm-hmm.
That sucks for Epicenter.
The second longest shot to ever win the Kentucky Derby is the reason he didn't win the Triple Crown. So there's there's other storylines here as well. Douglas says there's no reason for Rich Strike to run today. Probably not win, and lower than actually good chances to win the Belmont. I mean,
I disagree with I disagree with the end of that statement. I think he's like 40-1 to win the Belmont, maybe 30-1, somewhere in that range. Like that would be fair odds in my mind against what we expect to be a decent Belmont field.
He's not winning the Belmont, I don't think. But to be fair, what was his reason to run the Derby?
Well, it was the Kentucky Derby. That's why you run. If you can get in, you run, right?
Unless but my point is
road, right?
You didn't think he'd win the Preakness? Well, no one thought he'd win the Derby either. So he's obviously running well right now.
I would venture to say what we know about the track, put that aside, which I know you can't, but you look at it from the outside looking in, he's got a better chance to win the Preakness than he does the Belmont.
3-2 on Ethereal Road right now. So there's that.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. I can't believe that. I mean, I've seen a lot of people really like that horse coming into today, though. And I used the horse, but to be 3-2, I'm really surprised.
I think that's a lot of that is a statement against who he's facing. At least with the Ethereal Road, you can point and say, hey, look, he faced this horse and they went and did that. He almost won the Rebel and almost wouldn't qualify for this race. B-Doc is coming off a maiden win. Unique's stretching out. Ruggs is questionable form. Or questionable back class. So, I mean, he's just facing a lot of not bad, but a lot of horses who don't have anything to excite you on paper.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Magic, you see Tawny Port, you see Zandon, you see Smile Happy, Major General, In Due Time, Emmanuel, all in his running lines in the last couple. So you definitely see that and you feel the class of it. But, you know, like Ruggs, who did not compete with those horses. I mean, this is not horses that he was really competing with in those last two races either. And that Arkansas Derby was just, I mean, that was just wild, right? I mean, I'm sorry, the Rebel was just wild, where that thing just completely pace collapsed, and you had Unoho end up winning it, and just not a wonderful race.
I think the biggest thing, it's like when he went to that Bluegrass, he didn't run too well, and then they brought him up again in the Lexington in a race that I didn't think was that great. Now Tawny Port did come back to run okay in the Derby, so give him that, but I thought, man, and if you remember when Ethereal Road turned for home, it's like, oh, he may get second for sure. And he just kind of hit the wall. And if he was tired there and now we're wheeling him back here, it's like, what is he really going to show up with here? Right. We all know Coach does not want to ever pass in running in the Kentucky Derby. He passed with this horse. And it was just 2 weeks ago. So is he really going to show up with like a huge effort here? I'm not sure.
Ruggs beat Stellar Tap. That is right.
That is right. Yeah, Magic, you're on mute, Magic.
Sorry, Truth Exposed brings up Write It on the Ice, who's a son of Keen Ice, and got the Unbridled Song breeding, and 15-1. Would you really, in this field especially, I don't know any of us would be that surprised if this horse won, just because, again, we're talking about this field going, there's a lot of kind of, Aaron, what do you think about this one?
That's a good way to put it.
That's how we all feel about this race, I think.
That's pretty wild. All right, so Reddit on the ice. I'm not going to get into that. I think every Keen Ice horse is going to win. So I know I didn't like this horse very well, to be honest, but did run well last time.
Career high buyer is just 67, which it got last time, and I know what's his face's name had a big buyer jump too in the Derby, but you're getting a good. I think 15-1. If you like this horse, you're getting a good price on him.
Well, yeah.
The way the track's playing, he's forwardly placed.
Well, look, you're getting a good price on him, but you probably should demand a pretty good price on this horse. It doesn't look great on paper, right?
Yeah, it's that what trip does he make to win question, right? He broke his maiden going gate to wire at a mile at Laurel. Like, is he going to get the lead in this race? Probably not. So now you're sitting in second or third, and you now have to pass horses, which is something he hasn't really shown the propensity to do. And when I'm looking at, like, if you really want to get into the breeding part of it, at a mile and a 16th, I'm a lot less interested in this. Was like a mile and a quarter. Then we can talk more about it, because then that breeding kind of factors in more. It's something you've done or haven't done yet. This is just another 16th of a mile for a lot of these horses. That's not that big of a step up from, and that's not when I'm going to really lean on the breeding side when I'm picking a race.
He did. So sorry, there we go. He did try 2 turns before. He found out going 4 or 5 wide, going 9 furlongs at Aqueduct maybe isn't the best idea.
Yeah.
So can't really write him off for that.
I don't know, Ed. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't blame you for that decision you made. Whether it be us or someone else.
Yeah.
That's a really great way of putting it. We appealed to racing fans and a few degenerates, because a lot of degenerates suck. If you've met them, a lot of them at the track in the basement at Santa Anita are not people you'd ever want to watch live on television. But, a few degenerates, they're fun. And that's, a couple of us and then the racing fans.
Yeah.
So to that, well, I want to about the kind of the track situation here, and I know we have a dirt race here, then we have a turf, and then back to the dirt, obviously for the Preakness. Are you to the point now where it's all speed, and if how much trouble is Secret Oath in? You know, how are you? Are you changing your hand? Is early voting now, Somich? Because I know you like early voting quite a bit. I mean, is early voting now pegged up a notch or two for you?
Not quite yet for me. I mean, like, look, we've seen a lot of this around one turn. We've had 1-2 turn race where the 1A held on, but the 7 would have won that race had the 3 not bumped the crap out of them in the stretch. So I don't think that we would have seen a gate to wire winner in the 1-2 turn race that we've seen. So I want to see this 2-turn race before I like jump to the conclusion of 2-turn races are the same as 1-turn races. Obviously, you want to be more forwardly placed in those 1-turn races, but I want to see this 2-turn race and kind of see, okay, is it really gate to wire? Is it in, you know, like if Ethereal Road wins, that tells you a lot about the track because Ethereal Road is not going to be anywhere near the lead here. So he's going to have to come from off the pace to be able to get the job done. That's going to tell you that you can close the 2 turns. So I want to see the 2-turn race before I make a judgment on how I'm going to handle the Preakness.
Well, you're going to get it.
We're 4 minutes
excited
away.
about
4 minutes away, add 10 minutes.
Ask and you shall receive, Mr. Somich.
Yes.
Well, I love that we're 4 minutes away, but we have no riders up, no horses on the track.
Well, they're on the track. They're circling them. I wonder if it has to do with the heat.
Oh,
They're
Well,
out there.
they
They're
were not
circling them
taking-
in front where the hoses are.
That's
They
interesting.
were taking them out of the paddock with 4 to 5 minutes before the race all day because the coolest place at the track for the horses was in the paddock. So they were doing it like really, really short warm-ups. So it'll be interesting with the Preakness because like usually you have all this fanfare before it and they saddled them on the track for the Preakness, not back in the paddock. So it's interesting to see if they saddle the Preakness horses on the track or if they saddle them back in the paddock or how they do that as well. Dare they break tradition, Aaron?
Uh-oh.
Well, you'd hate to do that. So hopefully they don't do that because tradition, any tradition being broken, that means it doesn't count. So if they do what you've just described and they do not saddle them and do them in a proper manner, then this will forever have an asterisk by it. No, nobody. Okay, 3 minutes now, and 8-5 on the coach here, the one horse. So, listen, B-Doc again, 7-2. I mean, we can't argue with it, right?
Dude, I thought we'd get like 5-2. So
yeah,
I thought maybe 2-1 even. I don't know. I think the fact that obviously I guess he's 8-5 now, but the fact that Ethereal Road is getting so much money is obviously helping out our case here. Maybe we go down to 3-1 closer, but still 3-1, who is for a horse that should very much benefit from what we just saw. T-Gaff obviously knows that, right? He's going to send the horse, and so it just I felt worse about other bets. Let's put it that way.
Yes, for sure. This is actually one where it's very rare that you have a horse you really like and they float up in the odds, right? I mean, usually, like with Little Vic, 6-1 morning line. That's what we got. I mean, I hate to bring that up. He ran horrible, but still, that's kind of what you expected. Here, you expected him to go down, and he's going up. So that's good. It's always good.
Yeah, that's the frustrating part about today too, is you don't really know. You know, how bad was Little Vic? How bad was it a matter of the track that he couldn't close into? Yeah. It makes it hard to handicap, obviously, or even, use those results moving forward. You know, you would think Little Vic's obviously going to be a much better price, even better than 6-1, maybe next time, depending where he shows up. So maybe there's some opportunities there next time for a lot of these horses who just got bad trips or either got
ran against the bias.
Yeah, ran against the bias. Yeah.
I want to put up Rob's comment real quick because he actually is right. He said B-Doc beat nobody in that race at Keeneland. Absolutely, he didn't. But here's the deal, Rob. What does he really have to beat today? That's kind of what Jared and I kind of fell on when it was all said and done. If B-Doc was in, the Preakness, obviously.
He also won by 11.
Well, yeah, but if he was in the Preakness, we wouldn't play him. If he was in, a tougher race, we wouldn't play him. But in this spot, we were like, well, he's worth a shot because there's not a ton in here anyway.
Well, the case I made on the Magic Mike show for B-Doc too was that he was in with another horse on the pace early. That horse was 9th, beaten like 38 lengths. So it's like he drew off, and the horse that was with him was 2nd or 3rd. He was gone, like dead almost. Like that's a big thing to keep in mind too.
Now, obviously, the concern here for B-Doc is we've seen him 5 times,
and he's been bad 4
One
times.
time was on the turf, and they were all pretty much bad.
Right. Yes.
So yeah, I completely get it. Then he goes to Keeneland.
Yeah.
Who knows? Like, what was it? I mean, you can't tell me that it was a tougher race than he's been running in.
Blinkers. He took blinkers off.
You never know. The light, the light bulb went off. Obviously, he went longer that day as well, longer than he's been going. So you got to think he's sired by Gormley, which could go long. So you would think this is going to help him as well. But yeah, I mean, I get it, and that's why the 7-2, 3-1, it's what makes sense. I think, because I would have hated to play him at 2-1, or under like Ethereal Road.
Well, and again, I'm not refuting what Rob said. I agree. I saw the same thing, Rob, but I also just didn't see anybody else I was real excited about. So I took. Well, I guess I should say maybe all 4 of us. I think all 4 of us have him on top, right? Somich, I don't know if you do or not.
I do. I've got him on top. I have Mr. Jefferson as the other must use. I like Mr. Jefferson at the 9-2 price here. I was obviously not. I didn't think I'd get 6-1 on the morning line, but I was hoping I'd get that 9-2, 5-1 range, somewhere like that.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit against the bias here with how they're playing, but I really like the step forward he took last time. And you know who he lost to by a head last time?
Tell us.
He lost to Joe by a head last time. You know what Joe just did? Joe just won on the turf for us. So you know what? He's going to come back, and that is going to be a key race in tomorrow's race.
Joe.
All the italics you want.
I love it. I hope so. No, I like Mr. Jefferson too.
Never doubt Joe.
I don't know who. I can't. I lost track of the chat, but yeah, whoever picked Mr. Jefferson, I think it's a solid pick. And there you go. There he is. Yeah, good pick there, man. So, but the other thing is, what I was trying to say is, it's like you almost like just pick your angle and go with it, right? Like if you think Class is going to win this race, take the 1. If you think the local horse is going to win this race, take the 6. If you think the horse that's going to run back to the last speed figure, which was the biggest of the field, take the 5.
I hope there's a Joe saddlecloth that comes on eBay. I will totally buy that one.
I'm telling you, he's the coolest. That's the coolest horse name I've ever heard.
Magic. Now I'll give Magic the credit. He's been on that horse since like January.
I don't know if I even told Mike. There were so many times I wanted to claim Joe because I was like, he's going to go to the Preakness because he's going to win the Tessio. And I was half right. He won the Tessio. But since January, I was like, that's my Tessio horse that's going to go to the Preakness.
Well, you text me, and it was January or February, I know. And man, I think I'm going to claim this Joe horse. I said, who the fuck is Joe? What are you talking about? And he sent me the thing, and I'm like, okay, all right, yeah, I see that he's winning some races. But yeah, you were number 1 on the bandwagon. I have to give you full credit for that.
Joe is a great name for any animal. Sure. Yeah. To this point, sorry, I beat someone to it.
Go ahead.
With Shoddy's point, I want to see Creative Minister and Secret Oath take on Epicenter in the final furlong. How about the horses like Creative Minister or Skippy Longstocking is a horse that I know all of us kind of find very interesting. Do you think, I guess we'll find out right here, but I mean, they'll be up against it based off this track because you would think like early voting, speed, Epicenter, speed, even Secret Oath, if you want to throw her in there. I mean, while she might be up against it slightly, she can show tactical speed. Lee Saez obviously aboard will help that. And then simplification, he's very versatile. So some of these dead closers like Skippy and if Creative Minister's way back, like not only are they going to have to beat a field that they've never faced, like anything like this, but they're going to have to go, get past the speed bias.
Yeah, well, as far as Secret Oath goes, the one thing going for her is she got Luis Saez, and we saw what Saez did when the upgrade to the Oaks. He made all the right moves, and he's not an idiot. Despite what Somich said earlier today, Saez is a good jockey, so he can handle Secret. We'll remember this next weekend when you're praising him.
It's dead to me.
But yeah, to your point, Jared, I think Saez is the difference maker for her. But these other horses for closers, I think a lot of them you need to lessen your opinion. I'm going to lessen in my opinion, put them, maybe 3rd is the highest they could get. Simplification, I think maybe moves up a little bit because we were thinking from the rail draw He's probably going to go. The only times he doesn't go is when he breaks poorly. So if he breaks cleanly, simplification, I think, becomes a lot more dangerous because he tries his ass off every race, and you know you're going to get 110% from him. Maybe he's not talented enough to win, but he's got the heart to do it, and he is really dangerous here.
He's probably one of the truest, if not the truest. Yeah, I guess Epicenter would probably be the truest horse in the race, where you just know you're going to get what you get out of him, you know? Because he get it, like you say, like he'll give it to you, and you don't know if he's good enough. That's the other question. But simplification, wherever he's placed, he will be looming dangerous at some point in that stretch.
I just see him inside early voting, and I don't think Johnny V lets early voting get an inside position. I think Johnny V tries to go keep that rail if he breaks cleanly, and if he does, early voting is going to be all out just to try and.
Well, and that's just the thing. Everyone talks about, if Epicenter's tired. Well, simplification ran that race. Secret Oath ran 2 weeks. Well, 2 weeks and 1 day ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if those are the horses you're going to try to beat Epicenter, they're all early voting is the fresh horse.
Creative Minister ran on the same day. Ran on the undercard.
Yep.
There you go.
There's not
and no one talks about that. He's
even your new shooter.
Yeah,
even
exactly.
your new shooters. So that's why Skippy Longstocking's going to win, right?
Skippy and the early voting double right there, or exactly right there.
Waiting on 2 horses here to go in the gate. We're waiting on the 5 and the 10. Waiting on B-Doc, the winner, and Ruggs.
5-2.
Well,
His odds were slowly, steadily coming back down there, Jared, on B-Doc. So
because of the doubles, you'd expect that the 1, 5, and 8 are pretty close when they actually break here.
Off we go. Ooh, bad break for the 8.
Yeah, Unique not out well at all. Ruggs going right toward the
Ruggs.
pace.
Where's
So
the 3
Rosario
going?
getting
The 3
aggressive.
came out into the 8.
There you go, T-Gaff. Getting that.
Get in the fucking.
So good
All right.
skate is going to take the lead into the turn. Raylu Gutierrez shoving up there, and you've got Ruggs sitting in second with Joel, and then you've got B-Doc 7-2 off odds. Going to sit in that third spot.
I mean, you got to be able to outkick those horses if you're B-Doc, so.
Well, everybody that's around him, I think, Ruggs, we were kind of maybe is the wild card, but the other 2, Golden Eyes to his inside and good skate, he should beat them.
No. I like that at least he got him outside.
Clear.
Yeah, he's in the clear.
Again, we don't know. We've not seen him go this long, so you just don't know what kind of kick he's going to have.
He doesn't seem to be like just flying. Like he's well within himself.
Where's Ethereal Road at? Is he
He's last.
in the back?
No, he's making his move
Seventh
now.
race. He's in
He's
seventh.
trying to
making his
move,
wide.
yeah.
He's making.
Come on,
his move.
T-Gaff. Come on, Tyler.
Oh, Unique was following or trying to beat his move too.
Come on,
has not
Tyler.
moved a muscle, but he needs
Don't let
to now.
Ethereal Road get you here.
He's
You're
gonna
going to let
get him.
Ethereal Road get you.
You need to move.
Is he?
Man.
Joel thinks he's got something on Ruggs.
Come on, Tyler.
God,
Ethereal Road's got that thing clear.
Yeah, well.
Coach tried telling us.
Yes, look at this. Holy
Coach
cow.
tried
So
telling us.
speed on the dirt, 2 turns, maybe not that important.
Yeah, look at that. We had the winner. Just not the horse, not that horse. God, he's about.
Wow.
So he's going to the Belmont now, right? Like he just keep going and just turn and go to New York. Go ahead to Long Island.
Ooh. That was impressive.
That was a very nice performance.
God, by the way, when you look at those two, like Ethereal Road might be double the size of B-Dog.
Well, B-Doc never changed leads, and then he
No, he
galloped
didn't.
that way ahead. He looks like a very green horse to me. I
Cut him back to 1 turn next. I think B-Doc is like a good 7 furlong, 8 furlong horse.
honestly,
B-Doc might suck.
no. Listen. I don't think
suck.
that was a bad bet though, because he was 7-2. He did run.
Well, he beat the
Was
shit out of the rest of the field. I mean, we did a pick 3, and not any of us 4 used Ethereal Road. So
Oh, yeah, there you go.
what can you do?
He ran great.
Poor Unique. That his race was gone at the start. I don't think he picked up his feet, did he? 6th. No.
Mr. Jefferson
Yeah,
third. But
no, he was done.
Did he just not break all that? Yeah. Just didn't break cleanly, and then the 7 came out, and oh well. Wow. So all right, so let's talk about it. And I think you said it. One of you said it. The dirt speed 2 turns isn't as lethal as it was at 1 turn. That might make you feel a little bit better if you weren't playing a speed horse in the Preakness, right?
oh yeah, if you're going to the Preakness now, you're like, okay, we're good. I mean, that horse came from dead last and won. And like Jared pointed out, it's not like B-Doc and everybody up front just quit.
Right.
So I think that was a good enough performance to say, okay, Preakness, you're going to be fine, and you're not going to have to worry about it. Rich Strike should have been here.
Yeah, it definitely makes you pissed too, right? Like, why was the 3-0 Road not in the Derby? Come on.
You look good today. You looked really
It
good.
looked really good. That was impressive.
What if Ethereal Road and Rich Strike are nose and nose for the Belmont? The horse that scratched out of the Derby versus the horse that scratched in and won the Derby. That's a dream.
Well,
I didn't know where you were going with that,
nightmare.
but that's better now.
I think it's not nightmare is the word you're looking for.
No, it's a dream.
Hey, congrats to Papa Dude who had Ethereal Road on top in the guide.
Sure, because you know why he did? Because he loves Dwayne.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Probably didn't even.
He also didn't know any of the other horses.
No,
so.
he said, "Oh, Ethereal Road, sure, Lucas, yeah, he'll win."
Wow. Well, B-Doc.
Anybody remember why he's named B-Doc? Where the name comes from?
Are you gonna tell us?
Brian Dawkins, Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, well, there you go. Would not have gotten that.
I was getting ready to call your mom and ask her.
I was trying to see how many of you read the press release with the big story about it. No. Nobody is the answer. Got it.
That was fun. No, you're muted there, Somich.
I did say B-Doc, Brian Dawkins, but I was muted, so
There you go.
no points.
No points for you.
Participation points. We'll give you that one.
Correct.
There we go. I did not read the press release, though, to be fair.
I didn't either.
I mean,
good for him.
Yeah, good for him. It's frustrating on the wind. I mean, we did have technical analysis, but that was like.
Boop. Jared and Aaron both are muted? Yeah, you're muted now, Jared.
That was weird.
Sorry, lightning struck his house, I think. I don't know what happened.
That's what, right there.
No, it's been one of those frustrating days because on the win bet side, we've had several opportunities in terms of value. We had technical analysis with 3 to 5, and that was our biggest play of the day, which made sense. But a tone. I always want to call it a dare. A tone.
I dare you.
A dare manner. A tone, like, I thought that was a great bet. And that one right there, I thought that was a great bet. And just, you can't get them home. It's frustrating.
Oh, coach has got a suit on today. That's a good sign for Secret Oath. He thinks she's going to win this race. There's Brady. Hey, Brady Lucas. Good to see him in Pimlico today as well. Good friend of the dudes. All right. I have an argument about, or not an argument, but a beef with TGAF there.
Okay. He waited too long?
I think he waited too long. I don't know if he would have beat him, but I think it would have been closer.
He did. He rode that horse very confidently. I'll tell you that.
Somich?
Everybody up front waited. Like, Rosario was chilly too in second. I think that's might have been why TGAF was not pushing in third, is because Rosario was so cold in second too.
I mean, and you got to think too, like, TGAF's probably not assuming that Ethereal Road's going to run like that, right? And so he's thinking, well, we've seen this all day. If you're on the front, you're going to have to be close by. And, he just wasn't. Like, he just, he kind of knew he waited so long because the horses around him were waiting, but here came Ethereal Road. Didn't give a shit about what any of those horses in the front were doing. And I mean, I hope that horse goes into the Belmont, because obviously the more Dwayne horses, the better.
Yeah.
In any of these Triple Crown races, but he'll be. I don't take anything from that race thinking I love him now.
Look at this. Is this Brady's girlfriend or something? No, that's somebody else's. Never mind. Yeah. So listen, Ethereal Road, I don't think is going to be a big player in the Belmont. I really don't. But good race today.
Oh man, what we got here? What's 44
44
minutes? Can we
minutes.
just play the commercials now?
Short. Yeah. Hold on. Let me find the commercials here.
Jeez.
Let's see. Where is the commercial? Nope, I don't see it. That looks like we're stuck.
We gotta wait for Magic to get back. So.
Magic just said, "F it, I'm out."
He must have them all on for himself. Killing us. Oh, yeah. So 42 minutes now to the turf sprint. Really happy we have an hour between these two races. Well done, Pimlico. What is Cartari beatable here? 92 or 9-5? Is that a decent price? Do we want to talk about a turf sprint for 42 minutes?
I know that's your pick, so you can. I mean,
Yeah.
I think she's beatable, but I also think she should win.
It's all about if she comes back and runs like she was before the layoff here. It's not a huge layoff, but it's enough to be like, well, I don't know. But yeah, I think this is the horse to beat in the race without any question.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, the other horse that I thought was interesting was right to the outside, 7 Cents, who looked awesome first time for Brad Cox at Keeneland. And now you get second time out, has some tactical speed, but was able to come from a little bit off the pace. So, but it's, you're only getting 3-1 there. You're not getting anything like an amazing price on 7 Cents either.
Mm-hmm. Somich, I was going to look at the Preakness odds. I was going to ask you, do you know when they combine the simulcast money with the on-track money? Is it right before or right after this 12th race when they finally do that?
It'll be when the bell goes. Yeah.
Wow.
That's when we'll get like realistic odds.
Okay. Well,
yeah. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Because like the Derby has all the CDI money in it early. So you see like the Derby odds will fluctuate because CDI has a betting interest. So you could have express bet in the Pimlico, but the one they've been posting is only on track Pimlico odds. So like
that makes so much sense.
Accurate, you get a more accurate Derby number because you have more money into that pool. But the Preakness number, it's a terrible number because it's not all of the money bet on the race yet.
Do you think that, like, how much will we go, like, from that 2-1? Like, at least that's the last I've seen. Maybe people have seen it on NBC or something since that's lower. But at 2-1, like, do you still think 4-5 is possible, or do you think that 2-1, even though we know that's a very small sample size, is indicative to he's not going to be 4-5 like we thought he might be?
Well, like, okay, so the Daily Double pays $23 to Epicenter. The next lowest is $50 to early voting and $53 to Secret Oath. That's almost $1 million in the pool. So that's a mature pool, right? Mm-hmm. Based off of that, you're probably looking at like maybe 7-5. I mean, that, because then you have the two horse that is sitting there at 104, the one horse Simplifications at 85. So like, he's not, based on those numbers, you're not going to get the 3-5 number, right? Based on those numbers, you're getting something closer to like 7-5, 8-5, somewhere in that range.
And so that, if he's that price, that's what makes the bankroll hard to do when you do it on a Wednesday or Thursday, because we assumed 3-5, 4-5 on him. So we did not bet a win. But if we knew he was going to be 6-5, 7-5, we would. So that's kind of the thing. And that's kind of, hopefully people read it, because we kind of said, hey, if he's 6-5, 7-5, don't be afraid to bet him to win in this spot.
Yeah, I mean, if he's 3-5, and you then say, okay, well then the 4 and the 5 horse both have to be 2.5x his odds, then they're both 5-2. That doesn't make sense. So, I mean, when you start to figure out, okay, what would make sense, you're thinking like 7-5, and both of them being 4-1 makes sense. So I would put him more in the 7-5 range than what we're seeing, than the 3-5 what we expected.
Yeah. Man, that's kind of, if he really is like 7-5, that's crazy.
Could this be a Knicks Go thing all over again?
I don't think we're getting 3-1.
Well, this is good. This is good information from Nick Sievers. He said Marshall Graham has him at 6-5 based on the pools, and he is very good. So I think that's what you can expect.
He's got 4-1 or 3.8-1. Yeah. So yeah, basically the same thing that we're talking about.
And then he's got Secret Oath at 4-1, early voting at 3.8. Yeah.
I think that's, I mean, obviously we don't know yet, but that's fair. mean, she needs to be third choice, I would think. Early voting, I thought would be second choice. So
it'll be close.
I was expecting Secret Oath to be second choice. I think Secret Oath deserves to be second choice over early voting.
You think it's why? Just because of the Kentucky Oaks win?
Well, I mean, Mo Donegal is the horse. Like, okay, so early voting got an easy lead in the Wood and lost to Mo Donegal, right? And Secret Oath, I think, was impressive in all three of her last starts. If you say that it was a trip, trouble, and jockey issue in the Arkansas Derby, I like what she has done more than what I've seen early voting do in his 2 stakes races.
No, I think that's fair.
I mean, I also don't like Mo Donegal. So, like, I think I'm probably the lowest on Mo Donegal out of this whole group, and that makes me lower on early voting, most likely, than everyone else in the group.
Yeah, I said it early in the week. The key is how much you like early voting. Totally, depends on Mo Donegal. And that's why I think Truth Exposed, you're a guy that comments a lot on YouTube and then on our comment section of the live shows, and you love Mo Donegal, and you have for weeks, And so if you love him, early voting probably needs to be your horse today, right? So I think that's really all we can really base him off of. He ran in the Withers. Yeah, Unoho came back to win, but he came back to win, a race we're skeptical of. Looks better, I guess, now after Ethro Road, but you have to base him on Mo Donegal.
I think the Wood was better than it gets credit for. I thought it was pretty good, especially early voting. Kind of was off a bit of a layoff as well in that race. I don't know how far he wants to go. You watch both of his races, and I get that he's gone a mile and eighth, and he won one, and got second and got caught in the next one. But he just looks a little weary-legged at the end of those races, and I just worry that even if he holds on, like I totally think he'll be a lead top of the stretch, and I mean he'll be a force. He'll have to be ran down. I just wonder. It's like, okay, does he hold off Secret Oath? But or does he hold off Simplification? Here comes Secret Oath, or does he hold off this horse? You know what I mean? Like I just feel like say he holds off Secret Oath or holds off Epicenter, but here comes Secret Oath or whatever it is. Like I'm not sure he's good enough to just put away multiple horses that are going to be taking attempts at him.
Agree. His key to winning is nobody takes a shot at him.
Yeah,
he's so far
ahead that no one ever even eyeballs him.
I think that's his big shot of winning. Yeah.
Yeah, Armagnac, I think, is interesting. When he drew in, I kind of was like, that's not great for early voting, because I think Armagnac is going to send. And early voting's early pace, I think, is what is the key. If early voting doesn't have any pressure early, he gets a lot more scary. If anyone pushes him early, it makes it a lot more difficult for him.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And this is kind of the thing here. Epicenter doesn't lose the horses that he has to run down. And that's true. When he's had a target, he's went and got that target. It's just been horses from behind that have come and caught him. So that's interesting as well. And that's kind of like, well, if Epicenter fires, can early voting hold that horse off? I'm not sure. What about this? Do you think Armagnac is fast enough to get up there, Somich?
If they send, I think he is, yeah. I mean, the speed that he was facing was Forbidden Kingdom, who would easily clear this field. So, I mean, if I'm having to compare that speed to this speed, I mean, I think he's got enough pace if they want to for him to get the lead.
Yeah. I mean, he needs to prove it in a stakes race finally, right? I mean, he's been in a couple of stakes. He couldn't really hang. He couldn't really get out there, but he did run a lot better in that last race. And I think that's what we're counting on.
Well, I'm not saying he can win the race or even be there around the end. It's just, I think he could cause some trouble. And my question to you is, are they going to try and rate him? Is that really the plan? Like, that plan has to be to go. That's why you're in this race to go get the lead and try and take him gate to wire. You're not in this race to be like, you know what, we're going to rate behind early voting, and then we're going to pass him and hold off Epicenter. That sounds like a good plan.
It certainly doesn't feel like that's the thing. Like, he has to get to the front. And if they have that attitude, then early voting is going to be in some trouble. If he can run with him, for Forbidden Kingdom, he couldn't go get, but maybe he can get early voting. Yeah, Secret Oath is the only Grade 1 winner. That's right. Yeah, and it came against Phillies in the Kentucky Oaks.
What a slap against Epicenter. That's just
Well, to be fair, he ran at a track where the last prep for the Kentucky Derby was not a Grade 1. It was a
Right.
Grade 2. If he ran at Keeneland, it was a Grade 1. He runs the Arkansas, it's a Grade 1. So to me, I look at all those last preps the same.
Yeah.
Whether they're Grade 1s or Grade 2. I look like the Louisiana Derby to me is good enough to be a Grade 1.
I've hated that. Everyone's brought that up. I hate that comparison because it's like who cares? I mean, I get it, but it's not. Is Louisiana Derby really a Grade 2 compared to the Arkansas Derby this year?
No,
not this year.
You know what I mean? So it's like I get that it is what it is, but I don't look at those and say, well, there's never won a Grade 1 before, so I can't do that.
Yeah.
Now, I've heard a few comments or seen a few comments in here about, I think Truth Exposed has said a few times about how tired he thinks Epicenter might be. And I think that's a fair thought because he ran a huge race. He obviously wasn't on that pace, but he made a big run and was close enough to where a lot of horses that were nearby him obviously did not fare well in the Derby. So you could argue that, okay, he is tired, but I don't know about you guys, but I don't think Asmussen would run him here if he was tired. And two, I haven't seen that he looks tired. He's not a great workhorse. So if you want to look at his works, I don't think you're going to find anything there. And to me, you sometimes get a horse that's ran so good in the Derby, like Epicenter, that especially when the Preakness doesn't come back super loaded, that they're still very, very tough to beat and still like kind of at that same level they were going into the Derby.
I think anytime you're guessing, is he going to show up? Is he not going to show up? It is what it is. It's a guess. And I just have to go by the trainer. And I think he's had nice success bringing horses back in 2 weeks and running in the Preakness. I totally get that aspect. If you want to go against him, well, that's the biggest check mark against him, right? Like he hasn't really done a whole lot else wrong. His two biggest thing is he's lost 2 races, the horses that he shouldn't have lost. And you think he might be tired. Well, you're trying to poke holes against the favorite. I can't really sit here and say, don't do that. That's what horse racing is about. My counterpoint to it is, though, I trust the trainer. He, Midnight Bourbon came back on 2 weeks rest. He had a very similar schedule as Epicenter last year, and he ran fantastic in this race. He got beat by a freak performance by Rombauer. If Rombauer doesn't make that run, Midnight Bourbon's the Preakness winner last year. So that's what I'm kind of, hanging my hat on with Epicenter.
There's no reason for him to be here if he's not fit and ready to go. To me, that he didn't win the Derby, so you don't need to rush him back if you don't think that he's sitting on a big one. You have other races down in the summer that you want to point toward anyway. So I don't see how he would be. It'd be really foolish to run him tired here if you're Asmussen, and that's not something that Asmussen would do. It doesn't seem like something he would do.
Well, Asmussen talked about, he said it all spring long, why he loved the fairground circuit for the Derby, because it's the earliest one. The spacing works out. So he had more time before the Derby than any other horse. So he was the freshest horse in the Derby. So therefore, he has the most, you would think, reserve left in the tank coming out of the Derby. So I would say, Thorne brings up a great point here. Yeah, it's only 2 races since February because it was March and May. So and again, Asmussen isn't going to ruin a horse. He knows what to do. He knows when to stay on a great horse, and he knows when it's time to back off and let him grow a little bit. And it's not that time yet for Epicenter.
The one thing about Asmussen, and we've talked about it a lot, is he has the track record of progressing a horse. They get better as their career goes on. So that is a good sign for sure. Magic, I agree.
Truth Exposed brings up an interesting one. Imagine the Dubai World Cup move. One runner leading all the way around, and that's Epicenter in those Winchell Thoroughbreds. And here comes Arrogate, or a daughter of Arrogate from that first crop. Boy, I mean, if it's an exciting finish, I mean, Mike Somich and I we all want Epicenter to win betting-wise. But if Secret Oath gets up there, we're a little covered with that betting-wise. But also, I mean, if it's exciting and gives us something to look forward to for Belmont and for shit to talk about that isn't an 80-1 shot who quickly takes his ball and goes home, I think we're all pretty happy.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Listen, if it's 4-8, 8-4, and they're fighting down the lane, I don't care who wins. That's going to be fun to watch.
That reaction's going to be fun. That's for sure.
That's the setup you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just want to see these horses run their race, right? And especially when it comes to Philly, like Secret Oath, you feel like in the Arkansas Derby, she didn't get to run her race. It was a poor trip, and we don't really know, what she was compared to that field. And so, yeah, you just want to see her run her race. You want to see Epicenter run his race. You want to see early voting throw it down on the line on the front end. You just want to see these horses bring it. And then what happens, but and that's why the Preakness, I think 9 times out of 10 is always so solid in terms of the best horse usually wins. The best horse, but you don't have a lot of fluky things. You do, of course, sometimes, but when you have horses like Epicenter, like that's why, I'm so top heavy on these horses, because I just feel like one of them is going to show up.
I haven't been paying close enough attention. I know that Jackson Traveler is Asmussen Rosario, right? Do they really have they're 2 for 3 with a second?
Cogburn, and then Joy's Rocket. So that's
Joy's
correct.
Rocket. That's right.
Yep.
Damn.
Joy's Rocket went wire to wire.
And Cogburn was right there with a chance, and old Chantel and Lightning Larry.
Chantel, Lightning Larry.
Jeez.
Lightning
Nothing you can do
Chantel.
about that.
Lightning Chantel. I saw someone.
Is she on Tinder?
I've seen someone look like her, but never. I saw someone on Twitter because I tweeted out something like, everyone have Lightning Larry, and someone's like, well, I played her because when Chantel comes, you got to use that. I'm like, really? What? First of all, what year is it?
When Chantel's shipping in.
That's like, what?
Okay.
Is it 2010 all of a sudden, or what happened?
The saying is Chantel off the plane, right?
She came in for one horse, and that was it. You should have known.
I literally got that text from Dan earlier today. I'm not even joking. Aaron, I almost
It doesn't
screenshot it
surprise
and
me.
sent it to you because he was like, I knew it. I should have known that horse with Chantel flying in one mount. I'm like, it's Chantel.
Just like he's told me the last 2 weeks of why he should have had the pick 4 and pick 5 at the Kentucky Derby. So
Yeah. Listen, I tell you what, Chantel off the plane, D Wayne off the plane, same kind of thing, right?
will D
6% of the time, it works every time.
if Secret Oath wins, will we see her at Belmont?
He said no.
No,
What do you
that's
say?
Ethereal Road. He's got his Belmont horse.
I don't think he does.
He said all along, no matter what happens, we're giving her a break and we're targeting Saratoga. So
Oh.
I don't know. Coaching Club and Alabama are supposed to be her next 2 starts, and then the Breeders' Cup.
To me, if you run her in the Belmont, you risk jeopardizing the entire summer.
But
with
it is
her.
the Belmont.
But it is Belmont.
But he does have Ethereal Road in the Belmont, so
Yeah.
that probably helps the
This
no.
is-
don't
Right,
do
and
that.
he talked about like he kept them apart in this race as well. He kept them apart before, so it kind of makes sense why you would do that.
Mhm.
I hope he doesn't. Let's put it that way.
Who has Ethereal Road? And now I'm saying the name wrong. Damn it! Who? Oh, Austin and Steve will do. Okay, good. It's not John and Ryan. I was like, John and Ryan have Ethereal Road. I might be a little worried, but no. Okay.
Do I need to start pronouncing Ethereal Road correctly now? Someone asked me on Twitter already.
Is it? It's Ethereal Road.
Ethereal Road.
Ethereal
right?
Road. Ethereal Road is the correct pronunciation.
Okay. What if Happy Jack wins and we get a Happy Jack Rich Strike rubber match for the?
Well,
The horse we thought won the Derby.
Yeah,
and
the
the
horse
horse
that
won the
w-
Preakness.
See, that's another great story. The horse we thought that won the Derby versus the horse that actually won the
for
Derby.
5 seconds was the Derby winner, and yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That would be a great story.
We'll
I
hype
do.
that up for 3 weeks.
I do-
RacingDudes.com/YouTube or YouTube.com/RacingDudes.
There you go.
Strike. We'll call it Happy Strike.
Happy
The
Strike.
cover will be Happy Strike.
The cover will be Happy
Yeah,
Strike.
guaranteed. Just go ahead and count on that.
What about Happy?
I don't know.
No. Okay.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. We got 24 minutes to the turf sprint and an hour to the Preakness, and Tyler is sitting over here singled to the chalk in both of them for the
Oh,
pick
Tyler.
6.
Come on,
First of
Tyler,
all,
you can-
congratulations surviving this far. That's great.
23 minutes until that fucking sprint race, and we still have an hour after that for the. It's insane.
Yeah.
But they did not need an hour between these races, or they need to make this race more interesting. I will give the Derby credit. having the Old Forester right before it is like a good race you can talk about, long race on the turf. Like they at least had races that led up to it where we're doing these overnight stakes essentially, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I agree. It's not great.
So you mean
All right, Matt, did you want to cut to one of the horse capsules?
Are we ready for that? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're fine. We're ready. Okay, so pick a Preakness contender. The three of you pick a Preakness contender, and I'll throw it up here.
What's happening?
Do we each get to pick one?
Jared, you requested this. You pick. Who do you want to hear
Wait,
about?
what is happening? Oh, we're
Aaron,
taking
just
a
shut up.
break?
Just shut up and watch, Aaron.
Early voting.
Oh, cool, cool.
Early voting. Here we go. We'll be back in a few minutes, folks.
Cool.
I wanna see myself.
Preakness.com, your main
Oop.
Jared Welch here to talk about 2022 Preakness Stakes contender early voting. Now, you know, he's a new shooter in regards to, well, he wasn't in the Derby, but he also could have been in the Derby with his second place Wood Memorial finish, and of course his Withers win. He had plenty of points to get in, but they opted to point to this race, which we've seen Chad Brown do before with cloud computing. And it worked well, right? And so, you know, this has been the plan ever since really that Wood Memorial and that decision to bypass the Derby. Of course, having Zandon in that race, having this horse here. We'll see if it works out. Now, listen, you want to talk about pace. You want to talk about speed. This is the horse that's going to dictate things. And I don't know that he's going to get an easy lead, but he'll be on the lead, you know, no doubt. Early voting, you look back at his past performances, you know, on debut, basically was on the lead, and since then he's never not tried to be on the lead. And the Withers, you go back and watch the Withers. I mean, this horse opened up. I mean, let's not, you know, it is what it is, right? It was not a great race in terms of the quality of the field, but he did what he needed to do. I mean, this horse just opened up many links in the far turn and into the stretch. And this is kind of what he does. You know, you go back and watch the Withers, and he kind of opens up. He likes to pull away. And, you know, Jose Ortiz, obviously very familiar with riding him as he's rode this horse the last 3 starts. There's only 3 starts, I should say. He opens up. He gets separation in that turn. So he gets separation, and then he kind of tries to hold on. You know, mile and 8th race early in the year, I should say, February. And, of course, back that up in another mile and 8th race in the Wood Memorial. So let's go back now and look at the Wood Memorial. Again, on the lead as they're turning for home. You know, and let's not forget, like, this horse was on a little bit of layoff from February 5th to April 9th. So this is their one shot, right? And he gets in and he kind of does the same thing, Jose. He starts asking him and kind of separates from the field. And it really looks like they're going to have, you know, no one's going to be able to catch him. And he just gets a little weary leg. You know, and he did that too in the Withers. Gets a little tired late, and it was a bang-up race. Don't get me wrong. And Mo Donegal definitely didn't embarrass himself in the Kentucky Derby. He ran well in the Kentucky Derby. A poor trip, maybe that he would have ran a little bit better, but still, it wasn't disappointing. So you could argue the Wood Memorial was a great race, and you know, I just wonder how far he wants to go, and that is, of course, beat Mo Donegal. He'll want to go forever. I'm talking about early voting. He looks like he gets a little tired. You know, in both races, very easy leads. Not a lot of testing early in that race, and he still couldn't quite handle there in the Wood Memorial. Now, he's going to have a little bit of company here. Armagnac out of the Actine barn, Irad. So there's something. Irad Ortiz aboard. Obviously, Epicenter. He shows early speed. He'll be very close to the pace, and maybe he won't be on it, but he'll still dictate things a little bit from kind of an outside position. And then Happy Jack getting blinkers on. I don't expect him to be on the lead, but obviously Doug O'Neill wants something new with him in terms of trying to get him some early speed in the race. And you know, T-Gaff aboard, new jockey aboard, and maybe we'll see some different tactics there as well. But I do think that early voting, turning for home, in that stretch, turning for home, will be in the lead. If he's not, something's gone wrong. Now, can he hold it? That's going to be the question. The other question is Armagnac gets Irad Ortiz aboard. Jose Ortiz rides early voting. How's that going to play out? You know, is he really going to push his brother? Is Irad really going to push early voting that far or that hard? I don't know. I just the 7-2 price, and I'm not quite sure I can trust him getting the entire distance, especially with Epicenter looming. Especially with, I mean, there's some decent horses in here. If you like simplification, there's another video of him coming up soon that I did as well. Go check that out on our YouTube page. Creative Minister is an interesting newcomer in terms of kind of a late pace, late closing kick. That might be their Skippy Longstocking. There's a horse that's going to be coming late. Possibly he was in the Wood Memorial. And then, of course, like I said, Epicenter. Can he hold off? Is it going to be one of those things where early voting seems like he can hold off simplification, but Epicenter's coming, and or whatever the case may be? I just don't know that he's quite good enough to go gate to wire. But I think he's going to get a piece. I'd be surprised if he doesn't. He'll be right there and have every chance to win this thing. So if you like him, I mean, what more do you want? I mean, you're going to get the horse in the Preakness Stakes in the lead when they turn for home. And then you just say, well, if he's good enough, if he's a horse I think he is, then, you know, I'll cash. I think you got to demand a price. I don't know if I'd want much lower than 7-2. I certainly don't. Maybe you do, but let us know let me know your thoughts. You know, do you think this horse can go gate to wire? Are you fading him? Do you think he's just a pace presence and that's it? How are you playing this race with early voting? Leave your comments below.
Hey, we're back. All right, Jared.
Hey,
Hey, there we go.
well, that dude,
you can hear
he
me
definitely he knows something. You know what I mean? Like that was enlightening.
What did you do, Magic?
Yeah. Well, did
Everybody's
you
mad
mute
at
your
you for
mic or
something.
anything or no?
I learned I need to mute my mic apparently in this mode. So yeah, I didn't realize that was
What did
the
you
thing.
say?
No, I'm sitting here. I took a little bit too big of a drink. I poured myself some Willet bourbon and took a little bit too big of a swig. So
you were
yeah,
choking.
but thank you for everybody making sure I was breathing properly. Now you know what it's like for my wife. I do cough a lot, so. Hey, we're back. We are looking at now how much time do we able to kill? Hey, we're down to 16 minutes now. The Jim McKay Turf Sprint Stakes. Anything changed so far since we took that break? Anybody's brains going a different direction here?
Nope.
No. All right.
I like Hollis at 8-1. I like that price is holding.
It's a good price.
I think it's interesting for a horse that could go gate to wire, who has the third best numbers on the turf, and who doesn't have any of the, like, you don't see the back class in the actual form, but if you dig deeper, the horse has actually done well turf sprinting. So I'll take 8-1 on Hollis right now.
Yeah, he won this in 2020 when they had that weird COVID meet where they got pushed to the fall. So it was on yielding turf, but he's run well on firm turf as well. And look, speed's holding pretty well especially when you're going short, right? So if he can clear, he can get over there. It's Raylu Gutierrez, John Ortiz. Aaron, you followed Oaklawn with the race of the day previews for All Meet Long, and Johnny Ortiz was a trainer that you love to use a lot.
Do you remember when we talked about Hollis before he broke the track record at Oaklawn?
In the 5.5 furlong optional claimer, yeah.
Yes, he beat Nashville, and Nashville was like, well bet down, like always. And then Hollis just smoked him. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, he was kind of off and on after that, but that race was pretty damn impressive. This horse has got a lot of speed, without any doubt.
Well, his best races at Oaklawn were all 5.5. When he went back to the Whitmore in 06, we're like, that half furlong, that's where it's going to hurt him, and it ended up getting him here. But now we're 5 furlongs, and Mike, like you were saying, there is a lot of turf. There's back class in the turf that says he should be able to handle it. Jared, where did you go here for your top pick? Were you on Karatari or someone else?
I like Kartar, and let me be clear. I did not put him on top, but I think if he shows up, he'll be tough to beat. I actually went with kind of the local horse, which I'm a little, I don't know if I'd say surprised. I was maybe hoping to get better odds, but the horse is being bet pretty consistently. I went with Grateful Bread, the 7 horse, just kind of the local turf sprinter, 2 for 2 at Pimlico, 5 wins and 10 starts at this distance. It's just been kind of that very steady, very solid horse. Now, obviously, you kind of wonder what was the horse's name that ran yesterday in the local horse that ran Lunabelle? No,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lunabelle.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of wonder if maybe that's what you get here, where it's like they run well, but just clearly aren't quite good enough. Like I think second place up behind Karatori is very possible, but I like the fact that horse for course, right, and has been very good at turf sprinting. So I think taking a shot at 6-1 for me made a lot of sense.
Joe, also a local horse, and he ran great. So why
Yeah.
did you choose to go?
Joe,
I'm just saying. I do like Hollis. I like that angle. From a pace stand, you look at that race that you guys talked about. That's such a huge outlier, though, is a concern from that day.
Sure.
A 109 buyer typically runs about I guess he ran 197, but typically like a low 90s, 80s buyer kind of horse. So that 109 was monstrous.
It's an outlier.
He's got seven turf sprints. He's running 96 and 94 buyers in 2 of those 7 races. I mean, so you've got the mid 90s on the turf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it seems like on Twitter, maybe a year or 2 ago, there was like a groundswell of keep him on turf, don't put him on the dirt. I think I remember that. It was either him or just Mike. I could be wrong.
Let's see. What about Halterman? I think you picked Mr. Hustle in the pick 3 that's now dead, thanks to Ethereal Road. But you used Mr. Hustle. I like Mr. Hustle a little bit underneath. Thoughts on this one?
Yeah, Mr. Hustle's a horse that was claimed 2 races back by Mike Maker. Last time out, ran against 7 cents and was competitive. And I just think the longer they're with Maker, the better chance they have to improve, especially on the turf. And we're getting Irad aboard today, and I thought that was an upgrade. So at 9-1, I thought this horse was a good horse to use, especially underneath.
Yeah, he had some trip trouble last time too. I think you can make an excuse for that last race just based on the kind of the trip that he had. You notice he was a little further back off the pace. That's not necessarily the norm for this horse. So we saw him going 5.5 at Fairgrounds, was sitting a length back early, going 5.5 at Fairgrounds. The race before that was facing Just Might, who's very fast and was only 3 lengths off that lead. So I think the 5 has more tactical speed than we saw last time as well.
You like that Maker? He was claimed out of a race going longer that was scratched off the turf, and of course prior to that ran on the turf long. Like you like the fact that he claimed and immediately went 5.5. Like he knew this horse needs to be turf sprinting, and so you got to think, and it didn't, like you say, didn't really embarrass himself, and you would think the second time with him on turf sprinting, the horse would definitely be eligible to improve.
I would think so. I think I trust Mike Maker with turf horses. He just has a really good track record with them. And you trust him as a trainer in general. If you claim him out a longer race and we're going to shorten him up, well, you probably trust that he sees something, whether it's their pedigree, how they move, how they're training, or we're going to put them in this shorter race, and they're probably going to run pretty well.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Still 10 minutes.
Which is probably like 20 minutes.
This is the one. I just got a message from the Guinness World Records. We just set the record for the most time talked about a turf sprint. So congratulations to you guys and everyone listening. You're now part of history as we are still talking about. And it's not even a good turf sprint. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a grade
the Breeders' Cup turf sprint.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's the Jim McKay.
It's the Jim.
If anyone likes watching bad golf, the PGA Championship the whole leaderboard is collapsing because of conditions now.
Oh.
So you had the leader was at 10-1 or 10 under. They're now at 7 under, and they're in trouble again on the 11th. Like the whole thing is just collapsing and on top of itself. So it's going to be interesting tomorrow.
What Tiger did today?
I think he shot 8 over and he retired from the tournament afterward.
Oh,
Did he really?
Yeah, he looked like he was struggling at the end. So he did not commit to coming back tomorrow when he finished his round today.
oh.
There's like 25 miles per hour winds. Everyone's shooting wildly over par. It's crazy right now.
So here's the
Actually,
deal.
I enjoy either really good golf or really bad golf. So I kind of am enjoying the bad golf part of this.
Oh, you love playing with me then.
Well,
Not when I'm playing with somebody who's playing bad golf, because then they're just really slow.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
you want me
you're
driving then? There we go.
right.
Like the golf cart driving. Not even
probably
driving
give you
off
your
the
own
tee.
cart.
I'll take the golf cart.
The golf tournament is 2 hours from here, 2.5 hours from here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we're in Joplin.
Weather's not great.
And yeah, it was, and now it's just totally turned. It was 90 degrees yesterday,
Yeah.
and now it's 50. So yeah,
It's been raining, storming all day. It's not great.
what's Gretzky whiskey?
Gretzky has his own whiskey?
I don't know. What
It's
that
got to
is
be a
here.
drink, right?
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Wayne
though.
Gretzky Estates. Yeah. Red Cask Canadian whiskey.
Sounds like something you guys need to be.
I would drink it.
I'm surprised we're not drinking Woodford, but we're drinking White Claws. We're like
I have Woodford if you want
I
it.
feel like we have such a wide gap of our drink choices. It's either Woodford on rocks or White Claw.
Which
So
one would you
truth
like?
exposed, I sent a text to our group today with John Daly, and it showed
Committed.
what he consumed in a single round of golf. I think it was 21 cigarettes, 12 Diet Cokes, six bags of M&Ms, peanut M&Ms, and 0 ounces of water was what he had during the second round of the PGA Championship.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, I think he beat Tiger.
Tiger's all this focused on trying to make his body better and stick together. No, just go the other end of the spectrum. Go the John Daly route at this point because what you're trying isn't working.
It's really amazing that, I mean, honestly, and I've loved John Daly for many, many, many years, and it's almost amazing he's still alive. I mean, really, the dude doesn't. Have you seen interviews? He doesn't drink water. He drinks he drinks alcohol and Diet Cokes. He smokes whatever, that's a normal. That's actually under maybe.
21 cigs is a lot.
And the dude's
that's less than pack a day. Well, I guess that's only in 5 hours, though.
That was in one round.
Freaking crazy, man.
That was in one round. You think he quit after that?
Dude, there's 20. I Googled. There's 20 cigarettes in a pack. That is over a pack. He had over a pack during that tournament.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's over it's over one a hole. What is he doing?
Yeah, then
Yeah,
Jason says, then he goes to
smokers,
Hooters, then he goes to the casino, then, it's like the dude just, I mean, he's got to have a great heart, right?
He might be on his second one. We don't know.
Well, he'll need one, I think you would think.
Yeah, this is the easy version of John Daly. This ain't the coked up snorting off of hookers John Daly. This is completely different.
I was going to say, it's not like this is anything new to him. I mean, his whole career has been this style.
When's the last time you guys have been to Hooters?
That wasn't in the casino at Las Vegas?
Yes.
Actually, 2.5 years ago. The one across the street from the Pantages Theater in Hollywood because we were seeing the Jimmy Buffett musical.
Okay.
Maybe
That's about the most hick thing I think I've ever said on live air.
Like,
I mean, I'm 15, double digit
20
years.
Yeah, 15 years.
I mean, I would think that's about right for me too. Yeah.
And there's one I drive by like every day. You know what I mean? Like it's just not appealing.
I think when we were 25 and I was in LA, we did our NFL draft in the one in the Promenade. I think that was the last time.
Okay.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in Vegas Monday. I think I need to go to Hooters.
Dude, we still haven't talked about that, by the way. Go there one night. The 24-hour for their wings. It's great.
What are you going to be in Vegas Monday for?
I'm going all week, man.
Wait for it, Somich.
I'm so mad. I'm so jealous.
3
Oh, that's
wrestling
right.
events.
You're ditching me. That's right. I'll be at Lone Star because I actually
Aaron
like
and
horses
Heather's-
and racing.
Aaron and Heather's week of wrestling is what it is.
And then debuting Monday after that will be Aaron and Heather's wrestling podcast. We just have to think of what we're going to call it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming soon
I
to
will not be watching
racingdudes.com.
No. We're going to make our own thing. We're branching out.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, I'm happy
Chris,
about
I will
that.
fight. Okay, I'm not going to say they're we're talking like chain restaurant, like barely almost fast food. They're great. I'm not going to win any damn awards. I'm not saying
good.
that. When it's 3 a.m. and you're trying to find your way back to the elevators up to the room and you go past that just wonderful aura there, it saves your ass.
Is this true?
It's true. It's now Oyo, where they still have the Hooters restaurant inside, but the casino's been gone for a couple of years.
Oh, well, if they have the restaurant, that's fine.
Dan, shut up.
Wait a second. What did he say?
Don't go to Hooters. Too many great restaurants in Vegas, and Hooters is not one of them. Nobody said it was great.
You pretty much said it was amazing.
I said when it's 3 a.m. and you can't find your elevator. Yeah, it's great. It's great that it's right there, and you just go put it on my room. What's your room number? I don't know. Here's my card. Thank you.
God,
Well, they're still in the paddock. So
less than 5 minutes. Yeah, but
yeah, they're going to start to get them out now because they've been holding them all week, all day. Oh, come on, buddy.
Hey, there's the number one.
Coming out.
What's your go-to wings then? If it's not Hooters, let's hear it.
Well, B-Dubs is literally around the corner from me. So
Yeah, I kind of like Buffalo Wild Wings.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a bar in Vegas that's absolutely amazing. I can't remember the name of it now. It's right by South Point Casino. It's a local bar. They have the best wings I've ever had.
Those wings, what's that place called?
J. Renders in Lexington, Kentucky. That's the best.
That's bone in for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah,
if you're talking just chain, like I'm a big Wingstop guy.
Yeah, Wingstop's good for chain. But J. Renders, Lexington, Kentucky. Check that out if you're in the area. It is really, really, really good.
I'm trying to figure out which one Mike's talking about.
Shoddy says Foghorns. You guys heard of Foghorns?
I've never been to Foghorns. Local chain here. You're in Arkansas, Shoddy.
Have you heard of that?
I've never heard of that. No.
Me neither.
I'm coming.
What's your do you guys like Wingstop? B-dubs is hard to. I mean, it's it's good every time.
Yeah,
I mean,
Buffalo Wild Wings is consistent.
Yes. Service isn't. But
Well, the service in Hot Springs.
not if you go to Hot
Arkansas is
Springs,
terrible.
anyways.
Yeah.
You know, don't go to Hot Springs. But
The other nice part about Buffalo Wild Wings is you can go there with anyone, and because of how they do it with all the different sauces, everyone is happy about what they actually get.
We should shout out Aaron
Yes.
West, Bloodstock Agent to the Stars. He's the one that told us to go to J. Renders.
the guy that never takes an invite, by the way, when we ask him to go places,
Well, no.
because it's not good enough for him.
No,
so.
he's too big now.
But thanks to
Wow.
my Taba Crown Pride head-to-head bet, we are going to be dining like kings
And he
at
has
the Breeders'
to come.
Cup. He
has
does
to
because he's
come.
paying for it.
Wow, look at you. You have to slum with the trash. Look at you.
Part of me wants to take him to Roosters just to
Oh.
piss him off, but then we won't get our money's worth.
I'm getting to the well, that's true. We're either going to the shittiest place in Lexington or the most expensive.
That's right.
Okay,
Well,
we're on the track.
folks.
We're on the track. Got 1 minute to post.
All right, so what's? Yeah, he looks pretty good.
He does look good. Grateful Bread looks great. Look at this horse.
He knows it. You know, he's local.
Got the
He
mane
knows it.
flowing.
All right, what's the? Are you guys on? What's the play here? Someone's watching this. They're trying to decide how to play this race, just this race only. How should they play this in terms of that two? Is that too low at 7 to 5?
You play a try.
Well, for me, I like to bet wins, and I think 7 to 5 is about the low point, right? If he goes any lower, you maybe just stay away, and then maybe what Magic says, you kind of get him involved in a try.
Somich.
7 to 5 is a little too short. I looked at the double. The 2-8 double is paying $4. That's too short for me. I would either bet the 9 to win, put Hollis on top, and just take the 8 to 1 that you're getting right now. If you want to play Karatari on top, I think I talked about this in one of our videos that we did last week about playing supers. I like to play a $5 super with 3 horses underneath that cost you $30. I would play Karatari over the 3 7 cents, the 5 Mr. Hustle, and the 9 Hollis. They'll cost you $30 for $5. That's a good way you can hit for a decent amount, and you can still have that horse you like on top.
Do you like Naomi Tucker? Oh, she left.
No,
Yeah. Hadn't seen her until today.
not as much as Ashley.
Okay.
No. She's a nice
What about
Dutch
you,
girl.
Jared?
I like playing the 7 with the 2 on top, creating some value if that 7 can win, and then keying some horses underneath, play those 2 obviously, but also play Hollis, play Mr. Hustle, play some of those that if the off chance that the Caratori is not good, or maybe just like gets third, and say Grateful Bread wins, say Grateful Bread over Mr. Hustle over Hollis or whatever, like that try all of a sudden pays quite well when you're trying to beat. So I'm not necessarily saying I'm going to use Caratori on my top spot in the try, but I'm also going to use Grateful Bread on top as well.
Magic, how are you attacking this race?
Well, I think actually kind of what Dan, a mixture of the courses that Dan has up here for Exacta. I think you could put Karatari, if you think he's going to win, you put him, on top, and then put a couple horses underneath, and then, maybe flip them. Here, Dan's going Grateful Bread over Karatari and 7 cents. And with Karatari and 7 cents at both of those shorter prices, it's, it with the 7 coming in on top at 6-1, it's going to be pretty great. I think a try as well. You pick a couple horses, Mr. Hustle, you throw him in there as well as a good mix. So people were talking about Bank. I don't personally didn't have in my top 4, but wouldn't be a total surprise if that horse made a lot of noise here because it's Rosario and it's Asmussen and it's turf, right? Somich, you love that.
Yeah, Asmussen Rosario turf. What could go wrong?
It's never let you down before, has it?
Nope, never. Asmussen on the turf, baby.
Based Outdoors. So you 3 of you don't know this, but on Kentucky Derby Day during the live feed, Based Outdoors was one of the ones that was with us for most of the show and had a pick 6 going up until I think the second to last race. I think he lost it in the Turf Classic there, but it was quite the range of emotions there for him. So it was good. It was good to see that Based Outdoors is back as well. Based Outdoors 2367 try box for him.
I would take that.
It's a good one too. Smoking Jay Cutler.
I think we have 2357. So we have 27 over 2357 over 2357.
Right.
Yeah,
We
I knew
are
you
close to the gate, folks.
Finally, we've done it.
We somehow killed an hour.
And we only have to do it one more time after this.
Well, at least we have the Preakness to talk about.
Right, it's not a turf sprint. You know?
That's the thing.
Preakness?
We have to talk about this race for an hour, and it's over in it's over in a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, it's over.
In case anyone
It's
doesn't
almost
know,
like
I hate
spending.
Steve
It's almost like
Asmussen.
spending a month texting someone on Tinder, and then you have your Tinder date, and it's over. in-
Yep.
Oh.
Or it's
happened to you?
it's like spending 5 months on the Derby and Rich Strike
Yes, that
in
is
2
good.
minutes.
I told that to somebody. They're like, "Why are some people so upset about this?" It's a good story. It's like because we spent 5 months watching every damn horse. This one shows up on the last day, and it just takes a lighter to the last 5 months of work that we did. That's why we were a little upset.
All your tickets.
Yep.
All right, come on. For me personally, I'm rooting on Karatari. Come on, buddy.
Okay, let's
The inside draw is a little tough for him, but
I'd like to see the 7 run well. That's what I want to see. But if
I think the 7's going to run well.
725. Let's go one time.
that's fine.
Sorry,
One-
guys. Hollis is winning.
It was 9.
Yeah, Hollis didn't break.
He's okay.
these camera angles suck. I
I
miss
know, you
Kentucky
can't tell.
Downs.
I mean, it's Karatari looked like she's out like a shot.
Yeah.
He-
Yeah, looking good there. Hollis is gonna get that nice trip on the. But is Karatari out hoof? Okay, there we go. That's a better angle.
But now you can't see because of all the tints and shit. So.
21 4.
Oh,
Well, they're kind of going fast.
They did faster than that on the dirt and held.
Let's hit the dirt.
yeah, the 9's danger.
Yeah, the 9's got a big shot.
Come
The
on,
2's gonna
Karatari.
get
Come on, buddy.
dropped.
Come on. Come on, Karatari. Let's go, buddy.
Come on, 7.
Come on, 7.
Come on.
Come on, 7.
Finish.
Come on, 7.
Finish.
Do we have the 3?
Here comes the 3.
We have
Oh,
2,
no,
3,
we
5.
don't have 6.
Oh, the 6 is gonna
The
ruin.
6 is gonna fuck it up.
Yeah, the 6 fucked up our try.
Good win for the 2, though.
Good job, Caro.
Karatari looked good.
Yes.
We
Good
never,
job, buddy.
we never would have used the 6. So.
Smoking Jay.
Smoking Jay
Smoking
Cutler.
Yeah, good win for the 2. Good win for the 2. 7 ran well.
7 ran.
You can't be mad at
that
the
was a
7.
yeah. You take a shot with a horse like that, and he ran exactly like you
Where is he?
wondered. Where it's like I thought he might win right here. I mean, I thought he might be able to make a run with the 2, and obviously
Yeah.
the class level just kind of hit him right between the eyes a little bit. I mean, he was on that pace too. I mean, that was a solid pace with Karatari, who's a very good horse, obviously. So
Yeah.
I never would have got to the 6 in terms of playing the try. So that is what it is for me.
Did the 6 get second or did the 6 get third?
6 got third, I thought.
He's
Oh,
this-
He's gonna get second.
That's
He's
a replay.
up, he's behind. 6
He
is
got
gonna
the
get
bob.
second.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. Oof.
Good race from the 6. And once again, we ran 1, 3, 4, 5.
That's the thing. People that are listening and playing the bankroll, I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, while that was only a $12 investment there, every race, every try, anytime of those races that we've had where we could potentially cash big, just all over it, and just that's part of playing. That's part of playing them, right? They're hard to hit.
We got 2 races left, though.
2 races left in our
That's
biggest
true, too. I was like, 2.
UAE Presidents Cup, right?
That's right.
See, it's if things don't go well in the Preakness, we're going to be sitting here yet again with needing to cash a win bet in that last race.
Yeah. Got to calm down.
Joe.
Joe made us $10, so
Yeah, piss on Joe.
he's huge.
Don't care about Joe.
Joe's done better than most everyone else.
Good win for Cartori though. That was a really good race.
Look out for him
Yeah,
at
she-
Saratoga.
You look great.
He did.
They're going to send him to Saratoga now.
Well, on to the Preakness.
Preakness.
On to the Preakness.
We're not skipping it, like Rich Strike.
All good.
Just to be real quick check. Rich Strike is not.
No, he's not.
He's
in
not
this
showed
race.
up,
No.
really. Okay. Last minute addition. No. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I just
Tyler
want this to go
Bacon.
live so we can get the first flash of these odds.
Yes, exactly. Tyler Bacon, he got the first single home. Now Epicenter for the pick 6.
Yep. Come back in an hour, Tyler. Enjoy that sweat.
That's right. An hour to fill.
Hey, you got the jockey cam on the 2? Nice. Well, they were showing someone else who was fading earlier. I was like, why'd you do that and just show the winner?
Well, because if you do that, you get a good angle at all the horses going by.
That's true. This is what it's like when you bet a horse and it starts losing.
Yeah. This
Dunk,
is like to
dunk,
bet the
dunk,
racing
dunk.
dude's horses.
Oh, he had the exacted, didn't in the try.
Yeah.
The 2-3-6.
Yes.
Based-
Oh yeah. Yeah. Very
Where
good.
did he? There you go. It's 2-3-6-7 try box. You were right.
Hey, I had the winner, so take that.
Yeah,
I got
we had
big
the
news,
7 to
guys.
we had the 7-5 winner.
Hey, hold on. Somich has big news.
Big news. You know who's about to run at Gulfstream Park?
Who?
Noble Indy.
Okay. Mute him. For
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, you kick him off of it, please.
I thought he was going to mention Rattle and Roll is racing at Churchill today. I thought that's where he was going.
Oh,
He said
shit,
Gulfstream, and I was like,
does he run yet?
I think he's later, another hour or so. I could be wrong.
No, I think he ran now. He ran in the 10th race. He
Oh.
lost. Howling Time beat Rattle and Roll today.
It's tough. 2 big
Look at
peaks, right?
Magic's laughing so hard.
Sorry, I think I spazzed out. What'd you say? Say that again.
I said Howling Time defeated Rattle and Roll today.
Okay, sorry. Thought it was September 2021. All right. Wow. There's a lot of yelling going on back there.
Somebody's very
Oh, who is it?
That's the thing. They're both doing it. I don't know.
Oh,
That was a Romans over McPeak.
Yeah.
makes sense.
Well, that's
Howling
solid
Time.
angle.
Former Kelby draftee, right? And he had
Uh,
Rattle and Roll.
I think he's had them both. Yep.
But I think he got rid of Howling Time, so he just missed out on 5 points. He got rid of the wrong one.
Did he draft Rattle and Roll the first round?
No, he drafted
Who was the
that
one?
other Romans horse in the first round.
Giant turd.
I'm so
giant
happy.
Giant game.
Oh.
Yeah, giant game.
I'm so happy we're not talking about Churchill Downs right now. Bama Breeze, Cavalry Charge, Strong Tide, Highest Honor. I do not want to talk about that turf race. Get all those horses.
By the way, we're now 61 minutes from the Preakness. It is up on the board, and Epicenter is 9-5 on first flash. Now, I don't know if that's combining everything yet. We'll see.
Let me look at what the pool is, what it says the money in is.
Mhm.
That is legit. There's $6 million bet.
And he's 9-5.
That is freaking wild. There's $7 million bet into that pool. $2 million of it's on Epicenter. 629,000 of it is on Fenwick.
Why is he 9-5?
Oh, we'll have to see how this adjusts as this goes.
Fenwick is 7-1.
The fact that the longest shot on the board is 18-1 is absolutely mind-numbing.
Fenwick is the fourth choice.
How? Why? I don't understand the Fenwick thing.
Because meth is still legal in some states.
Like if Arnac was like I could at least be like, well, the Yak team bullshit and IRAD and whatever. I guess it's not yet. Yeah, I guess it is yet. But still, why Fenwick? I don't.
Simplification is 8-1, and Fenwick is 7-1.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Okay, the daily double to Epicenter pays $5, and the daily double to Fenwick pays $288. Like, he should not be 8-1 off a 9-5. That's 4x versus like
Rich Strike was 80-1. That's the difference. Wow.
Oh, we'll have to see what's there. I'm shocked.
I mean, this is crazy. Like 9-5 on Epicenter is just, I never thought that we would see that.
Well, we're gonna have to have it. Go ahead.
Pick 4 to Epicenter pays $30. The pick 5 to Epicenter pays $527.
Wow.
Just the Lightning Larry difference. Lightning Larry. I'm sorry. Lightning Larry difference.
Lightning Larry, yes.
Those odds on simplification are more than fair as well. We're going to have a serious talk.
Well, look, the 4 horses that we think are the 4 most likely winners, the odds are fair on every one of them.
Correct. We're going to have a serious talk on how much we're going to bet to win on Epicenter if this 9-5 holds.
I mean,
because I think here's the thing: if you would have said, even if he goes off at 8-5 or something like that, if you would have said that's what I mean, I feel like our wagering article would have been drastically different in terms of how we would have bet it.
Yep.
Maybe we would have put a saver bet on Secret Oath over Epicenter or something like that, in case she beats him. But at those odds, it'd been $100 easy minimum.
Win or lose the race, 9-5 is just. I never dreamed he would be that price.
We still have 57 minutes to post, and there's this race usually gets like 25 million in win handle. So we've got 25% of the ballots in. I don't think we're getting 9-5. I'm just putting it that way.
But still, it's not going to get bet. You're not going to get 4-5.
It would be very hard to get 4-5 now. That it's going to be over even money. We'll put it that way.
Which is surprising.
Correct. Yeah. Especially since like all the offshores were down to like minus 120 in most places. So they were all expecting 4-5 at best.
I just look at it as the most amazing thing are these longer prices and their odds. And like their odds are driving down the other ones that are logical win contenders. And I'm not even saying, oh, you didn't think Rich Strike would win. Yeah, he was 80-1. Like he was priced right. Like I kind of like Creative Minister, but 9-1? There shouldn't be 9-1. If you like Happy Jack and you're like, I think you can hit the board, 8-1?
I know.
It's crazy.
Skippy Longstocking. Like
9-1.
I was like, okay, 20-1. Yeah, that's an underneath horse. 9-1. I'm kind of like, I don't know about this anymore.
I just don't know how Simplification, Creative Minister, Fenwick, Skippy Longstocking are all basically the same price.
Well, and if you're a person that likes to bet long shots, like I don't know who said it, but somebody said, well, you thought Rich Strike wasn't going to win. But if you like long shots, you don't want to bet Fenwick.
He was 80-1.
8-1.
Yeah.
If Fenwick was 30-1, nobody would be saying anything. But at 8-1, that's not a horse you want to bet. Even if you're a long shot bettor, you need to look at this and say, well, Simplification is a much better horse than Fenwick, and I'm getting the same price.
Fenwick, Happy Jack, Skippy Longstocking, and Simplification are all the same price. One of those should not be the same price as the other three.
I'm gonna challenge both of you here to give me your best. Like it's like speech and debate. Your debate class here. You have to defend Fenwick. You have to defend that price on Fenwick. Go. How can you logically see that price?
He has early speed. He's went gate to wire before. That's all I got.
He beat Todd. He went gate to wire against Todd Pletcher's best 3-year-old.
I was like, what are you talking about? Well,
I got you both with that one.
It could be his best 3-year-old. I don't know. But he did beat Command Performance, yes. I mean, to me, that line should tell you everything you need to know about him. And then, of course, he goes to the Bluegrass, and he got beat by 36 links to Zandon and Smile Happy. Emmanuel beat the horse, and they immediately said, no, they were eligible for the Derby. Emmanuel could have ran the Derby. No, we're not doing that. And he got beat by Emmanuel. He got beat by I think it was 11th last. It may have been last. I don't know. It was close to last, if not
I think it
last,
was
in the
last,
bluegrass.
Mm-hmm.
2 1s is not good. You're looking
A
for
50 to
1
1
1.
morning line.
Again,
The horse has won one time, by the way, guys, in 6 starts, and it was a maiden special weight, and he's 8 to 1 in the Preakness.
again, if he's 50 to 1, if he's 30 to 1, and somebody says, I'm going to take a shot with Fenwick, I would say, well, I don't think he's going to win, but go ahead. At least you're getting a price. If you're taking a shot, quote unquote, shot with Fenwick at 8 to 1, I can't sit here and say that was a good idea. That is just crazy to think of that. And even if you're making the case, well, a long shot won the Derby. Well, yeah, but like, he isn't a long shot anymore. He's 8 to 1. Like, he's a mid-priced horse all of a sudden. Crazy stuff.
It's wild.
I think it's just a rich strike overreaction. I really do. And again, people have overreacted so much that they're not getting the price that they should get on them. Like, oh, 50 to 1, I'm going to take a shot because the 51 won the Derby. But so many people have taken a shot that you're getting 8 to 1 now.
So how do you take advantage of it as a better then? So we obviously believe Fenwick is overbet here. We think Skippy Longstock is overbet here. We think Happy Jack is being overbet here. How do you take advantage of that? And do you think they're being overbet in the exotic pools as well? Like,
I'm taking advantage of the lid pools.
Well, I think we have an opportunity here that, so for some reason, this money's being bet on all these other horses when Epicenter's sitting there at 9 to 5. It's at just, you talk about, like I talked about earlier with Ethereal Road, it's like win or lose, you can't play that horse at whatever he was, 7 to 5 or whatever. You're telling me I get 2 more points here on Epicenter? To me, it's just like when we bet Knicks Go. It's just like when we bet who was the other one? There was someone else that we bet that was a good price. But anyways, when you do that, was it Life is Good?
Yeah,
Life is Good. And it's like when you get those prices, you just got to bet them. And
What Barrio in the Florida Derby?
Mario in the Florida.
That's a good one.
Where you're just like, it's given. It's open the door. And if you feel that strongly, and the bummer is if you are against Epicenter here, if you're some of those in watching or whatever, and you're against Epicenter, you're not getting the value on any of these horses that you should get if you're going to try to beat a horse. Like if you liked Fenwick, I think how pissed you are if you liked Fenwick for some reason.
Well, that's what I was going to say. If you like Secret Oath, you like early voting, simplification, you're fine. But if you wanted to take a shot outside of that, you got to be really pissed. Like, say you love Skippy Longstocking, 9 to 1 is not the price that you thought you were going to get on that horse. And Fenwick, obviously, Creative Minister, maybe he could have been right around there. Happy Jack, what if you liked Happy Jack? He's 8 to 1. Like, it's crazy. So if you're a long shot player and you just like, well, I'll throw my money in and then I'll watch it later, and you tune in and it's like 2 minutes before the race and you're like, what the hell? He's 8 to 1.
No,
I'm betting at 30. That's crazy to me.
It is just the win pool too, in effect, where if you look at the exactas with Epicenter on top, Epicenter over the 1 simplification is 8 to 1 is $12. Epicenter over the 3 Fenwick is $69. Mm-hmm. Epicenter over the 6 Happy Jack is also 8 to 1, $50. Epicenter over the 9 Skippy Longstocking, $37. So you're getting at least 3x the money in the exacta on those horses outside of simplification. So it's just the win pool that's taking all of this money from that perspective, at least.
And that tells me that people are betting this that are just wanting to say, hey, long shot won the Derby. Now hopefully a long shot wins the Preakness.
But that's it. He's not a long shot anymore.
Well, I know. But the people are looking at that morning line and thinking, well, I'll just throw some money on the longer prices. And now they've made them short prices, in comparison to their odds, morning line odds. That's unreal.
And the thing is, like, I get that we're still 50 minutes out, but I mean, the 8 to 1 is going to move up some, but it's not going to move up to 20 to 1.
We now have $8 million into the pool of a projected $25 million pool. So 33% of the votes are in.
Well, if you remember,
and they haven't changed.
There was a similar time.
Yeah,
all 3 of us were sitting there, and Magic was sitting there too, and we were watching Knicks go. And Somich kept saying, he's not going to budge. He's not going to budge. In the whole 45, 50 minutes, he never budged. So could we be seeing that again, guys?
I don't.
Maybe. I mean, I'd be surprised. Like
I would be too. I'd be
based
shocked.
on the will pays, he's got to. Well, no, he doesn't. I guess. I mean, early. He's double. He should be double the price of early voting and secret oath, or half the price of early voting and secret oath, based on pretty much every will pay. Maybe a little less than half, which is what we're at. So, yeah, you might actually get 9 to 5 on Epicenter.
You just dropped the 8 to 5 on the screen. But again, I think we said it all week. The morning line of 6 to 5. If you could get that, that's good enough price for him. So he's still a good enough price if you want to play him, in my opinion. Yeah, let me ask. Truth exposes against Epicenter, but you do also have to acknowledge, right? That are you surprised by these odds? Because even a guy that's against Epicenter, you got to be shocked that he's 8 to 5 still. I mean, the reason maybe you're against him is create value, and it's not there with those longer prices. I guess, though, secret oath, early voting, simplification, I'll say it again, those prices are more than fair on those horses.
Well, yeah, the money is going away from Epicenter and onto these long shots, right? And the horses that are not being affected are simplification, secret oath, and early voting, who are right around what we projected their prices to be. It's the fact that you know, even Creative Minister is about where we thought. We thought he'd be around 10 to 1, right? So you have the next 4 choices that are right around where you'd expect, but the longest 4 shots on the board are all taking money against, instead of Epicenter getting that money.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. I mean, early voting almost won the Wood. That's his only loss, and he's 6 to 1 in this race.
And Fenwick has won 1 race, and he beat Command Performance. He's 8 to 1.
The fact that those two are close in odds is just wild. And again, even if Fenwick wins, it's not a good bet to make.
The other thing to it is you could argue that if he's going to have a chance, Fenwick, it's to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now all of a sudden, him and early voting are detriments to each other, and so you're having to take 6 to 1 and 8 to 1, and if you're taking 8 to 1, you're saying I know he's better than early voting, and I know he can put away early voting, and I know he can hold off all these horses. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like if you want to take a shot with Fenwick at 50 to 1, 30 to 1, whatever it is, it's like whatever. He's a long shot. That makes sense. Take a shot. But at 8 to 1, you're sitting here you're saying that he's the same value as early voting. And it's, I don't know. I can't make a case for that.
Yeah. This is wildly interesting. Janet's right. This is very, very interesting what's happening. Something I don't think, we've been involved in racing a while. I don't think we've seen anything quite like this.
No.
Because think about like when Mind That Bird won, there was not any overreaction. Rachel Alexander was the favorite.
Yeah. She came in and you knew that she'd be the favorite.
Yeah. But all the 50 to 1 or 30 to 1 shots weren't 8 to 1 in that race.
Yeah.
Right? So it's crazy.
Does it give you any concern? Is it like a lack of respect for Epicenter? I mean, what is it that is the 8 to 5 just appealing enough to people where now they're like, well, I'm not going to bet him an 8 to 5. I'd rather play Fenwick or, whatever. Because still, if there's still money coming in, that means people are making the decision to bet
8 to 1
at 8 to 1. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, to me,
that to me is the wild part now, is that
Right.
you see it on the board and you're like, yeah, nope, not changing my mind. Put money on it.
Put more money on it on an 8 to 1. That's value, really.
To me, if early voting and secret oath were taking a lot of money, then you would be like, if say like Epicenter's 8 to 5, secret oath's 2 to 1, early voting's 5 to 2, then you'd be like, well, I don't think people really think Epicenter can beat those two horses. And now they think they're correcting that morning line odds, thinking they should be way close together. But when you're seeing this situation where just the random 50s and 10s and 30s and 20s on the morning line are taking money, it kind of just tells me we're just throwing money at this thing and hoping.
I mean, Irad Ortiz is on the only horse that's in double digits.
I don't know.
Crazy.
That explanation.
Magic, did you just jump off to bet another 1,000 on Fenwick?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Do you want one more?
It was Epicenter, but yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just not living.
No, I'll go get some more.
No, my 1-year-old is scared of the blender or anything that makes noises like that. So mom was getting lunch around, so I had to help out and hold him while the blender was being used.
Nice.
Yeah. Hey,
So what are
listen,
your
we're all
thoughts
dads,
on
you
the
know.
what's the Fenwick situation? What do you think?
For me?
Well, it's like how 8-1.
Yeah, I mean, it's my guess is it's a combination of overreaction to the speed, the way it's been handling on dirt, and the trainer said like we're going, like he's flat out said like we're gonna try and go as far as we can, and I think you've got residuals from the Derby, right? You've got the longest shot in the Derby won, so everybody sees the 50-1 shot and they throw some money, and it could be a lot of people who bet Rich Strike and they've got money to burn. They're like, I'm gonna bet the long shot here, and if that's true, that's great. I mean, those are the types of people that won on Rich Strike. So if this is how you give your money back to the game, then great. But I think it's residual that, and you can look at his breeding. It's not, if Epicenter doesn't fire, there's question marks surrounding almost every other horse here. Fenwick, did win, did go gate to wire, and speed's holding. So I still don't get 8-1. I feel like this is one of those situations where, what are we, 42 minutes to post? We're going to get like 3 minutes to post from now for the race, and you're just going to see those odds just start going down and down and down, and suddenly Epicenter goes off at 4-5, and we're like, shit, we thought he was 8-5.
We've got 8.2 million bet so far in the win pool, and this race usually gets around 25 million in the win pool bet. So already a third of the win money's in.
And that's
it'd be
computers.
tough to get down to 4-5.
No computers in yet, so there's a lot of that money that could fix it. Do you think the computers would play up? I mean, it has to be, right? The computer model is to look for where there's value, and they're going to look at this and go, Epicenter should be a lot less than 8-5. So the computers will probably throw in. I don't know. Man, Randall, if Epicenter has a bad day, anybody takes it. That's the thing. Is if Epicenter, you got question marks, you can make a case for. I mean, you can make a case for Armagnac at some point. Like if he gets loose on the lead, you don't think it happens, but if he does, you've got that going.
Well, to me, the biggest concern is if he doesn't, if Epicenter runs his race very similar to the way he ran. Because let's be honest, Epicenter is very consistent. Even when he lost his races he shouldn't have lost, to Call Me Midnight and Rich Strike. I mean, he ran his race. He lost. He got beat. So my fear is like, okay, he puts away early voting and he looks like he's home, and here comes somebody. Does he have enough after the Derby to hold off Secret Oath, or does he have enough to hold off, name a horse that you like? I have no doubt that he's going to run his race because he's ultra consistent, but can't, that's the fear with him. I think he's going to show up. It's just something crazy, because he's known to have weird losses, right?
It's always, it was said earlier, it's not him catching a horse, it's him getting caught after he's caught horses. And that's where, for me, that's where a Secret Oath scares me. Is I think he's going to catch a Simplification, an early voting, a Fenwick, whoever's in front of him in the midway home, he'll catch them. It's who's coming behind him, and does Joel, if Joel lets off the gas at this point, he needs his head examined because he's been caught twice when he had the race won. If it happens a third time, I love you, but man, you might need to like a good swift kick in the belly or something.
You need to run that Louisiana Derby race. Obviously, it was exact same distance as he's running today, which is for some of the horses that haven't ran that weren't in that Derby, he's got that edge on them as well. You need that exact same style out of that race. Stalk, pounce in the race. You know what I mean? Like just put them away. To me, I just think it's the best horse, and I at 9-5, 8-5, I don't think you need to overthink it. Like when he's 4-5, or you assume he's 4-5, then you start. That's when you overthink it, because then you're like, how do I make value? How do I make money off of him being 4-5? How do I do this with, you know what I mean? Like all of a sudden you don't have to really overthink too much. You just say, well, I think he's the best horse, and he's sitting there at 8-5. What more do you need to say?
I'm shocked.
I think another thing that shocks me too is early voting slipping to 6-1.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you made the argument that Fenwick is being hammered because of the way speed is holding, why is early voting falling? Like the only thing he's done wrong is get caught by a perfect trip Mo Donegal, who came back and did very well in the Kentucky Derby. So that's now Skippy Longstocking's down to 9-1. Who's not taking money? Early voting's the one who's really slipped. In simplification, who's going to gun out of the gate? There's no way he doesn't gun, right? Or try to. If the horse has it, sometimes breaks poorly, but he hasn't lately.
Simplification, I think, is going to get a very good trip from Johnny V. When he got the mount and drawing the rail, I don't think is going to really hurt him at all, because I think he's going to pop out of the gate. You wouldn't expect him to be on the lead, but you would expect him to be pretty close. And I think he's going to sit a pretty good trip. Now, if Johnny V wants to go and he breaks well, I mean, we know that simplification can. He's done it in the past. So he's a versatile horse, and I think he's going to get the trip, and he's going to get one of the first stabs on early voting, let's say, who's on the lead.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I really think he might try and hold the rail. Hold the lead, try to have the rail inside of early voting.
Yeah, and if they want to take it from him, then so be it. Yeah.
Because at that point, if you do that, you take early voting out of the race. So now you've got the horse who's a Johnny Tryhard, you know is going to give you 110%, has run well on the lead, and you just took out a lead horse who had a shot. Because early voting wasn't going to like having to track outside of simplification. And if he gets pushed too hard to go, then maybe he's too much, because Jared, you brought up, he's looked leg worried a mile and an eighth. Stretching out even further, and you have to use more of him early like that will hurt his chances. So Johnny, if he's smart, I think that's what he does.
Yeah, and let's not forget both those races from early voting going a mile and eighth. Of course, he in the Withers and the Wood Memorial, they were not tested fractions. Like he kind of had things his own way, especially in the Withers. So yeah, if you have a horse that's causing him some issues, that's creating more work for him to get to the lead, doing more work than he is used to doing early in the race, that's certainly going to, you would think, soften him up enough for Epicenter to make his run at him, for Secret Oath to make their run at him, whoever it is, versus having an easy lead all to himself. Yeah, we are 36 minutes to post here. We're still sitting 8-5 on Epicenter, 9-2 on Secret Oath. Early voting's at 6-1. You've got Happy Jack at 9-1, 8-1 on Simplification. Really,
everybody's about equal after the top three.
I don't know that I would have ever believed if you said, by the way, Armagnac is going to be the only horse in double-digit odds at 30 minutes to post or whatever, because to me, if there was ever a horse that was going to get some sort of bullshit steam, it would have been that kind of horse that's, the former Bob Baffert horse.
So look at it like this. The longest shot on the board is 17-1. The shortest price on the board is 8-5. The other 7 horses are between 9-2 and 9-1.
I've never seen odds like this before.
I cannot believe these are the odds. I just can't get over it. And like you said, Armagnac has Irad Ortiz aboard, is coming out of the sort of Baffert barn, and he's the longest price.
Yeah.
Incredible. Does Ethereal Road information inform?
What did we learn about Ethereal Road winning the Sir Barton Stakes that we can use here? That's what she's asking.
Barton race sucks. Oh.
Well, no, I guess what you could say is if he's in that race, Lucas clearly thinks Secret Oath is better than him, right? And so maybe you take that Secret Oath's going to run really well. You're muted, Somich.
It also means that you can close on this track. We don't have to have that same speed bias concern that we saw with the one turn. I mean, they went 110 and you were able to come from off the pace. They're probably going to do something similar here, maybe 110, 111. You should be able to close if you're Secret Oath.
Well, and two, you know, maybe despite what we thought going in, Ethereal Road, clearly the best horse of that race, and he closed like he was the best horse of the race, right? And so if you're good enough to win this race, say Secret Oath or whatever it is, like that shouldn't, what he showed there was that should not be a situation where it's like, well, she would have won, but she couldn't get there because of the way the track was playing or whatever.
Yeah.
If she's good enough, I don't think there's any excuse. And Ethereal Road kind of proved that.
There's now $700,000 to win on Fenwick.
I don't know what to say.
661,000 on Skippy Longstocking. In comparison, there's 1.2 million to win on Secret Oath.
I don't know.
Did Rich Strike just completely blow up everything? Like how we bet, how we think of a race.
It's made me more like I'm just sitting here thinking like instead of going 8-5, I'm just going to back up the truck on Epicenter. I'm sitting here going, what am I? What? I'm clearly I've screwed up now, right? I got the Derby wrong, so now I'm overthinking things. I think I'm too gun shy, and Epicenter's going to roll by 6.
Well, see that you're in racing. You should not have that attitude. You see races every single day. People that see races every single day are not betting Fenwick in this race.
No.
So you, in this situation, you have to take advantage of your opinion. Billy.
Good.
Yeah, please do.
Please,
It's
yeah,
one of those-
I hope you do.
Right, it's one of those weird spots too, where it's like the Derby is the one data point that like deserves the least amount of thought when you're talking about it, because it's such a unique race. It's the only race we run all year with 20 horses. It's the only race you run that you have a point system to get into. It's just such a unique outcome or unique race that the outcome can be wildly different. So to adjust your betting based on that race is not a great long-term idea.
No. Man, 8-5 still.
It's amazing to me that the middle horses are still like holding steady though. Like if you liked early voting, you're happy at 6-1. If you like Secret Oath, 9-2 is not bad. If you like Simplification, 8-1 is good. It's like Creative Minister 10-1. You're like, yeah, that's great. It's those middle horses aren't getting hit by this either. It's really just the big long shots.
Yeah,
And that's the wild thing. Like
that's
usually,
like the Rich Strike thing that you're talking about.
99 times out of 100, when you see a favorite, and again, 8-5, he's still getting bet, but he's not getting bet like you think. It's because they're betting the second choice, the third choice. That's not happening. Secret Oath was 9-2 morning line. She's 9-2 right now. Early voting was 7-2 morning line. He's 6-1. Simplification was 6-1 morning line. He's 8-1.
It's crazy. I mean, it's great. It's great. I mean, that's the thing. It's great. Like,
Yeah.
if I hope Epicenter holds it 8-5, I really do. I mean, it sucks for my plus 150 bet that I had on him because I thought 3-2 was a huge price, but I'll go bet him again at 8-5 if I can.
And speaking of that, Dan and I have been playing the live bankroll article. Dan said he just everything that we've won so far, so mostly technical analysis. We're going to throw it all onto Epicenter. So Dan, I just punched it in. We're good. Plus, we had like 117 left over from last time, so that's also been thrown on Epicenter. So there you go. That's what you meant, Dan, right? Just throw everything at Epicenter? That's what I heard. We have 20 cents left. How about this? Let's do a superfecta. Well, let's build 2 cold superfectas here with my 20 cent, Dan and I's 20 cents that's left.
Okay.
For the Pimlico, for the Preakness. All right. So constructing this wise, is it smart to do the same horse to win both times? Should we do Epicenter on top?
I mean, you're already so committed. You should, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because you would be pissed if you hit the 10-cent super and it paid like $42 and you lost 400 betting Epicenter to win.
Yeah, that's not gonna make you feel better afterwards. Yeah.
Sure.
No. Okay, so
I think you should let us pick the horses underneath.
Yeah.
perfect.
Yep.
You've got 20 cents to play with, so you'd be very Very frugal.
All right, so Epicenter's in the 1 spot. Jared,
Yep.
who's the second place finisher?
Well, it's not my money, so
Fenwick.
Fenwick.
I think I'll put Fenwick in second.
Don't do that to Dan and I.
No, okay, I won't. Simplification. How about that?
Dan's already got to spend a lot of money because of the fantasy league. Don't help him out here.
He's not happy, but I'll put simplification. That's a little bit. That's good odds, and it's definitely doable.
I like that.
I like that as well.
All right, 8-1. Aaron,
Good.
who's third?
I'll put early voting third. He holds on.
So this would pay well already.
Yeah.
All right.
8
gonna
with
put
1 with
creative
5
with 2.
with 2.
Ooh, this is gonna pay really well.
So the Philly's out.
So we got the Philly out. That's
Yeah.
big.
All right. Then we'll do
Okay.
another one, and I get to pick the second place horse,
Punched.
and I'll pick the actual second place finisher. So I'll go with 4 early Secret Oath. So it's
Okay.
8-4.
8
I like
4.
Aaron, who do you
hoping.
like third?
I hope that's the case.
Did you say me?
Yeah.
The 2.
Oh, I was waiting for him to say early voting. His speed's gonna hold.
Oh no, is he
8?
the 5? Yeah. Early voting. Put me down for the 5. Yeah.
8
third.
4.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're
And
locked in
Jared,
on
who's
5.
finishing fourth?
9.
There we go.
Skippy.
I like that.
I like Skippy. So if this hits and because Skip got 4th, I'm gonna.
I like that super there.
Yeah.
All right,
It's logical.
there we go. So we went. Where does it show up on here?
Oh my goodness. This is
I bet my $5 super already, and I bet 8 over 4-5 over 2-4-5 over 2-4-5-9.
Okay.
I like
I'm
it.
already locked in with my super.
Oh, Vicky,
I think he's going cold.
8-4-5-9 cold. An ice cold
take it.
super there. I'm hoping the 8-4. I love the 8-4. 4-8 even. Sorry, Magic, but no, actually the 8-4 because we're gonna have win money on Epicenter now. So
Let's go back and check how much is bet here. Up to 9.2 million.
It's
Not really much changing.
super. Why is it not going in?
Why do I
I mean,
get the feeling they're going to break from the gate and he'll go from 8 to 5 to 4 to 5?
I said that
Because
when you left, Aaron. I was like,
Oh, you did?
like right as it approaches, it's going to start. So like 3 minutes to post. Now he's 7 to 5. Now he's 6
Yeah.
to 5. He's going to go off, and he's 4 to 5. We're going to go. But then he wins, and I still make money.
See, and I'm with Maurice. If Fenwick wins at sub 10 to 1, I'm going to the dogs. I'm going to go bet. I'm going to go to Memphis and bet the dogs.
yeah,
Racing dogs.
racingdogs.com is what
That's
we're
right.
changing racing the site.
Yep.
Yeah, it's.
I'm with
Greyhound
you, Maurice.
dude.
We'll handicap them together, my man.
Can we get a rich? Here's what I'm hoping for: a Rich Strike, Fenwick, Command Performance. Let's have those 3 win the Triple Crown
Command
race. That would really make you question your life and what you're doing for a living
That's true.
if you got that home.
Oh, I forgot the minimum is $1, not 10 cents. Never mind. Can't use the 20 cents. I wondered why it
can't
wasn't
even
letting me
bet
punch
those
it
now?
in.
Just put in the $2.
You got to put it in now. The people want it.
You dummy.
Actually, you're right. Yep.
Now if it
Magic.
hits,
Magic.
I'm listening.
Here, watch.
Oh, I'm not watching. I'm punching in bets. Chill. Calm your shit.
You just need to no fear, Magic. No fear.
Is that what
Got
that
it.
is? I don't even know
Put
what
it
that
in.
is.
0 miedo is fear. So 0 fear.
0. Man. All right.
Okay, so 8459 was one super, and what was the first one? It was Epicenter
8-1-5-2.
simplification. That's right, 8152.
I'm
Okay.
kind of looking forward to racingdogs.com. That might be fun.
I think we should probably start that no matter what happens today.
Racingdogs.com.
Just make it a Tuesday show.
That's right.
Leave one dying industry for one that's almost completely dead. That's a good idea.
I was gonna say, how many dog tracks are
Let's
there?
go to baseball after this, boys. That's a lot of fun.
It could be harnessdudes.com.
Yeah. I mean, but to be honest, if Fenwick does win, I mean, it only bodes well for Command Performance. I'm just saying, like,
let's be honest. If Fenwick wins, we won't sell one thing tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we will do racingdogs.com.
we won't sell anything tomorrow because we won't have anything for sale. It'll just
That's
be,
true.
everyone just won't show up.
Vicky
Yep.
says Epicenter dropped 3-2 now. He has
Yep.
to come down. He has to.
It's going to be. You got to think it's going to be like even money.
Have to.
This is making
And
me
then
feel
it's a-
better now.
6-5 was the number that I said I wanted to bet to win,
Well,
which is
still
going to be.
there.
I think it's going to be really close.
Yeah, he's almost there now.
Yep. I still like 6-5.
I do too. I think the biggest surprise is it's the second, the third, the fourth choice isn't taking any money in this situation. If you're sitting here and you're like, I love to bet long shots, take a shot with simplification. Because that's a long shot in this board on this board right now that shouldn't be.
Yep. Yeah, when you compare him to the rest on that are at his level there in terms of his odds,
Yeah.
he's extraordinary value.
With a Hall of Fame jockey getting aboard,
Yeah.
the horse tries his ass off. Like, that can't be ignored in a race like this when you have so many question marks about some other horses, or you're expecting things. This one, you know he's going to do. And I just realized you could have a not this time Candy Ride Dam Sire exacta with those two. Totally forgot about that.
There you go.
I mean,
There we
this
go.
This is a horse that with just a little bit better trip. I mean, you could argue he could finish top, hit the board top 3 in the Kentucky Derby. The Kentucky Derby, as John White would say. And the horse that's, 8-1, and Fenwick, who's 9-1. Last time we saw him, Halterman, you and I saw him live. I think we got to go. We watched the Bluegrass. We went and watched Taba win, and then we went back to the track, and he was finishing. That's how slow Fenwick was in the Bluegrass.
Yeah, I pet him as he was coming off the track. I gave him a little pat on the head. So good job.
Love you, buddy.
Love you. Hey, by the way, John, if we are into sports, racingdudes.com/sports, type that in and we'll have all your picks. We're ahead of it already. 3-2, 22 minutes now.
Yeah, you're talking to the number one MLB sports handicapper in the world right here.
That's right. That's right.
It's Jared Halterman.
Yep. That's
Jared
right.
Halterman.
Mr. Aaron Halterman.
Yeah.
Jared Halterman is our guy that does all the picks.
It's Mr. to you, Somich.
Oh boy. So are we staying put, or I guess it's only 20 minutes? We missed.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. No, we can do it now. We were
Too
actually.
late.
Now we might as well. Now it's 20 minutes.
Yeah,
so.
too late, Magic. You missed it.
Run the epicenter one.
No.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. That's crazy talk. We don't want to hurt his
Do
odds.
people want to watch the epicenter video of who did the epicenter? Magic.
Of course.
You want to see the prettiest?
Do you want
one
to
of-
see me slobber
the
over
prettiest
Epicenter for
one
3
that was
minutes?
all talking about epicenter for 6 minutes, or do you want us to stay put and bullshit for 20 more minutes?
That's what they want.
Okay.
Hey, there's Ashley.
She's a busy girl.
She is busy. She's saying, I can't believe these odds. They're crazy.
You know what she likes?
No.
Simplification. She told me.
Well, 8-1. She told you where?
She told me that she likes simplification.
She told you how.
Talking to her
Talking to her how? On the telephone?
on the mobile device.
Like voice?
No, like texting.
Oh.
Like you were watching her on TVG when she said, "This is my pick for the race."
No, like
Is that what
between
she told you?
between her TVG appearance, she
She
was texting.
text your number? Was it instant
Instagram.
message?
Instagram.
Oh, Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It wasn't to the Racing Dudes Twitter account. I can at least
No.
tell you that much.
No, I got wise about that a long time ago. I don't let you idiots see that. So
We don't want to see that.
yeah, that's true.
We do.
That's
though.
true.
But we do.
Nah, she's way too good for Tinder boys. Okay,
Yes.
that is not cool.
No.
I'm not, but she is.
Epicenter looks like a
Epicenter
truck.
looks like a stallion ad every time he's on a track somewhere.
Yeah,
Oh,
beautiful
beast.
horse. Yeah.
He's how you would like in the lab make a horse.
Dr. Tang finished curing cancer for the day. Wants to know what he missed.
Yeah.
Where do we start?
Mm.
Not much.
She's married?
Speed was
She's
good
not
at throwing
married,
turn third.
Dan, I don't know what you're talking about, but
Liar.
I can verify she's not. I think you're thinking the wrong girl, homie.
Yeah, homie.
Dan, come on.
Come on, Dan, homie. All right.
All right.
19 minutes. There's Drug O'Neill. He's shaking hands with somebody. Happy Jack is 10-1.
He's passing off the knee. I mean, he's shaking the.
He's
hands.
saying, "Can you believe we're 10-1 here?"
I'm not even going to bet him.
Yeah, he's like, Can't believe that. I should
Yeah,
have
I
bet him.
canceled
No,
my bets. On Team
absolutely
Slayer.
not. We're only running
Let's
here
see
because
it.
the owners want to.
Any big opinions in the Arabian race, guys? Play a double into it.
The one.
The one.
8-1 double, paying $11 right now.
Do it. What could go wrong?
Was that like Moulin Rouge?
Mm-hmm. Okay, here's a 3. That's Fenwick. Okay, so this is Fenwick. Now 10-1. Nothing wrong with how he looks. Right?
They are saddling them all out there. It's going to be interesting to see if any of them get sweaty
Yeah.
or get hot.
Sylvain, I'm offended. Are we not entertaining enough for you?
We need Papa Dude. We don't.
I question your judgment if you think we need Papa Dude here.
He loves Papa Dude.
He does.
Papa Dude had Ethereal Road on top, is what Sylvain
right.
is trying to say. We need someone who's going to pick winners.
That's right.
Secret Oath looking good.
Ooh, she does look good.
Here's a good question. We haven't talked about this on the show today, but John Farley asked a good question. Jose Ortiz was on simplification for the Kentucky Derby, is now on early voting, and that's why Velasquez is riding. Aaron, do you want to kind of explain for John, anybody else who might not know why this change happened?
Change happened because he's riding for Chad Brown. He's trying to keep that connection. Now that's not to say that early voting might just be better than simplification in general, but if the two horses are equal or about equal, you're gonna ride for Chad Brown.
Uh-oh, we lost Jared. It's all about the connection there, right? Like, not just early voting, it's that he's Chad Brown's, he's trying to be one of Chad Brown's top riders. Sorry, Mike.
Yeah, Ortiz is much more worried about his New York setup than he is about his Florida setup. And Sano is down in Florida. He's not going to ride much for Sano the rest of the year until the championship meet goes back down to Gulfstream. So he's much more interested in riding Chad Brown horses right now. So if it's anywhere near one, then if it's never anywhere near equal, then he's going to end up on the Chad Brown horse in this spot.
Yep. Couldn't have said it better myself.
I will say, Dan, it is on Jared's power rankings. Jared Welch does not speak for the company, especially when, say, an 80-1 wins the Kentucky Derby. He definitely is not speaking for the company in that situation.
Good point. Good point. Yeah.
Lucas is saying "mommy" and "daddy" a lot in the chat, and it's starting to worry me. I think. Ironically, we're going to put him in timeout there.
You just blocked him. That's not
I put him in timeout. He said, "Mommy, mommy, daddy, daddy." Okay, go to timeout.
Okay,
Dr.
showing
Tank.
Epicenter. He certainly looks good.
Hey, here we go. This would be, we talked about the Colt Super. This is Matthias's one. How about this? If you're watching us, and we've got more of you, 500 of you joining. Thanks so much. First of all, no, we are not showing the live footage. I've got it. I added it to the banner down below. We are not able to show the live footage. We're not going to risk getting kicked off of YouTube because we like YouTube and we like you. But let us know if you were going to do a cold superfecta, how would you play it here? We did it earlier. We'll go back over it again. But Matthias puts his out there. He's got Epicenter 1, Simplification 2, Secret 03, Early Voting 4. All horses that we've used in the ones that we did, gentlemen. I see nothing wrong with this at all.
No, that makes sense.
They're the four logicals. Let's do this. If you're kicking one of these four, let's say one of the four doesn't make the try. Let's say one of the four doesn't make the super. Who are we leaving off?
Well, we got a suggestion here
off?
from SBA EZA77 went 1/8, adds Fenwick and gets rid of Secret Oath. So it looks like I'm not going to say your name. Sorry, Speza77. We'll just say that. Sorry. You're expecting speed to hold and Secret Oath to maybe not be able to gain on him there.
Mm-hmm. I would put 2 into the mix. The 2 horse.
And that's what Dan did. He's got Epicenter 1, Simplification 2, Creative Minister 3, and Early Voting 4th there. If he's high, okay. Yeah, like, great. If speed holds, here's who I want. If speed doesn't hold, here's who I want. You can't make those kind of bets out there.
That's his thing. If he's tired, you have no idea. Nobody has any idea. We were not going to know until they turn for home.
And his trainer, my thing is his trainer wouldn't put him in if he was, even this morning, if he woke up and was tired, scratch him. Scratch him, save him for Saratoga.
Slight tick down to 7-5 on Epicenter now.
Yeah.
Early Voting and Secret Oath 5-1 and 9-2 respectively. So we're starting to see those two even up a little bit as well.
Dr. Tang is looking for a bad pace meltdown. Looks like you're probably Dr. Tang expecting Epicenter to stalk. Then he goes Creative Minister, Secret Oath, and Skippy Longstocking. That was a horse that we had fourth in one of ours there. Dan says, yeah, someone asked him if he's tired. Listen, I'll text my friends who are there. That's a joke. I don't have friends.
So you don't have any friends. All your friends are right here.
That's true. Well, yeah, that's true. Based Outdoors, dollar try box 2458. Based Outdoors was right earlier with a great play. So was it the turf sprint? Yeah, the turf sprint that the 6 got up there. He had that one. So he's going Creative Minister, Secret Oath, early voting, and Epicenter. If Epicenter even gets second, that is going to pay very, very handsomely for you, no matter who wins that spot. It's a good one.
That is a good one.
I like the 8-4 Colt. I think it's going to be 8-4. And then I don't know if the 5 is going to finish third or fourth. But I think early voting is going to hold on for a piece. But I think there's going to be more pace pressure than I originally expected in this race. I think simplification is going to push a little bit. I think Fenwick's going to push a little bit. I think Armagnac's going to push a little bit. I think it's going to make it tough for early voting to hang on in the top 2.
Sylvain's calling for this is the first one calling for Secret Oath since I asked for it. So and then right after that 4812 and then Thorn right afterwards the same one. Looks like it's about a tie there. Donald pulling for early voting Epicenter third. Okay, early voting Creative Minister, Epicenter, Secret Oath. Donald, this is not a comment about what your age might be. You could really retire off of that if you play that super strongly enough. That is a really nice one. Jared, you're back. Nice to see you.
Yeah, I do a bathroom break since our commercials got cut out. So yeah,
I tried doing it.
Hey, you know what? The people spoke. Well, they didn't
That's
really.
true.
But he
the people
spoke.
really wanted to keep hearing us for some reason.
Aaron spoke.
Yeah, Aaron spoke. So
That's true.
It's okay.
The dictator.
Say 12 minutes. I think you're gonna get. It seems like all this is fairly holding. Maybe we get 6-5, but I bet it's 6-5 is the final number.
I just have this feeling he's gonna drop at the very last second.
To even money?
Or 4-5.
No.
I don't know. It just feels like that kind of cruel trick. I don't know though. He steadily drops, but it hasn't been dramatic ever. It's just very steadily dropping down in odds.
Are we sure it's really that hot there? Nobody really looks like they're acting like it's that hot.
It's hot.
I think it was 91 last I saw.
About for you, Matthew?
But a breezy 91? I don't know. They don't. Why?
Hardball.
All right, riders up.
Yeah. I was to say that I thought that was Harbaugh, but they put Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott up. And I was
Was that the
That
other
was the dude
guy?
next to him. Yeah. That was definitely Harbaugh.
The guy that didn't get to speak gets his name up there.
See, there were 2 people, Magic.
No, I just was looking at Harbaugh.
And everyone knows who Harbaugh is.
Right.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, that was the mayor.
We cannot broadcast the race.
No.
It's in the banner below. Can't do it. Sorry.
It's NBC. I mean, if you like us doing these, then we cannot do it.
Yeah.
We could do it, and then it'd be the last one you saw of us because we had to pay legal fees, and then we couldn't afford to pay for Magic's salary, which is extra because he has the lap dances and all that stuff included in the contract as well.
Which is why you should be a premium subscriber to help pay for that.
Yes, exactly.
Please
Big
pay for
guys,
Magic's lap
big
dances.
guys lap dances.
That's right.
I should just put that in my Twitter bio. Please be a premium subscriber to pay for my lap dances. Bree's going for anarchy here. Skippy Longstocking over simplification. Oof. Okay, not necessarily a joke. Is Skippy Longstocking wins this one? How quickly do the juice screams start coming? Not because of Safi's fault, but kind of because of Safi's fault. I mean, Rich Strike 1, you guys were at the track. The feed blew up with people screaming juiced, immediately, because it wasn't a favorite that won.
Right. You're going to get that anytime you have a price like that. And
yeah, that's the problem. Anytime there's a price, that's the immediate response you're going to get.
It doesn't help that it's Safi, who's
been pop positive before.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
I think him winning this race would just kind of.
I'd be very surprised if Skippy Longstocking won this race. So hopefully we don't have to deal with that.
Well,
I'm watching very intently these horses.
What do you see? So, like, you guys were in the paddock in Arkansas, saw Secret Oath. Didn't think she looked that impressive for the Arkansas Derby. I saw you guys both react to her in Kentucky, saying, "Whoa, she looks huge, incredibly different." Any thoughts of what Secret Oath has looked like so far when you've seen her on the track and in the paddock?
She's looked great so far. She's getting ready to turn the corner in the post parade, and we'll tell you more. But I thought she's looked good so far.
Yeah, obviously it's
So
hard.
this is more.
I was gonna say it's
more
hard
of
to
a-
not be there, and
Yeah.
obviously when you see her in the flesh, when we saw her at Arkansas and in Kentucky, you're like, oh, but we'll see. She's a big horse, like she's a
Here she
nice
comes.
looking horse.
Here she comes.
Sorry, Bree.
It's so hard to tell when you're not there. She looks fine.
Yeah, I know it's tough because you can't see how much she filled out from race to race and how well she's held the weight between them.
We're looking at this right now, actually, trying to see how they all look.
So far, they all look fine.
The thing with horses is when they sweat, it's like white foam that builds up, and it's in certain spots, so like their shoulders, their butts, their hind legs. Like you can't really hide it. Like it'd be pretty obvious right now. But they also probably were, because they were keeping them in the paddock for so long, just keeping them.
Armagnac
Cool
looks
down.
a little washy in on his neck.
Yeah,
Yeah, Armagnac looks the most washed out so far.
He didn't look happy. there.
the 8 looks
Ooh.
like a professional. Like he's done this a time or two.
Oh, he looks.
I don't know. He looks a little tired.
Yeah,
He
Look,
looks
I
good.
mean, they had to pull on him to get him to move right there. He's tired.
This horse, Skippy Longstocking looks good.
Skippy's a good looking horse.
Yeah.
yeah.
Skippy's pony's like, guys, it's freaking hot out here. Why are we doing this, man?
You know, one thing
I
about
like
it,
that
at least
cow
they're
horse,
in the
but-
shade.
The cow horse looked good behind too.
The who?
Where's
There was a horse that looked like a cow that was behind the 9. Looked good.
I think it's the paint. The paint.
Yeah, it looked like a cow.
It's gonna pin Dan's comment up here.
Somich just called it the cow horse.
There you go. See, I told you. I'm not lying.
Oh, Ashley picked the one. Yeah. Jared told us that.
I'm trying to tell you.
Naomi Tucker rolling with the filly. Nobody had Epicenter outside a second, it looked like. I mean, really, I think no matter who wins, if Epicenter finishes outside a second, would that be the biggest shock? No, Fenwick winning would be the biggest shock. Never mind.
I mean, he's only 11-1.
Yeah. The 7 did look the worst in the post parade, by the way. Greg is
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Very hot. Did not look good.
The thing about it is, even though the odd, I mean, if you like simplification, if especially simplification out of all those, but if you like simplification, you're gonna get paid by that. To me, is he's the horse out of all these. It's like Skippy and Creative. It's like I don't know if I want to take those low prices, but simplification at 2 clicks lower than Creative Minister. To me, there's the value of, other than of course Epicenter, who continues to get slightly bet down. Simplification is the value of the race in terms of the odds of where I think he should be.
Yeah. I totally agree. I think, how mad are you going to be if Epicenter does not win this race?
You should ask those two. I guess in those two, because you should. These guys are owners, and both of them, especially Magic, has been all over this horse. Magic
December.
might do some weird things to. I don't know. Like he loves this horse, so you had to live through it with the Derby. We were obviously saw how much you saw it live in person, but we all had to watch.
Yeah,
Magic.
I lived through it as well.
How do you? He can't lose here, right?
No. I was fine until literally you brought this up, and all of a sudden my heart rate just spiked, and I'm like, "Ah, shit, we still got 5 minutes till the race." Okay, here we go. No, I told Aaron for the specifically purposes of the fantasy league, because of how much money is on the line if we win versus if we don't win, we get second. The only team that can really beat us realistically is John White, and he's got early voting and Secret Oath, and they're both in this race. If those two horses finish 1-2 in either order, that's what puts Mike and I in trouble. So, as a little bit of an ass saver, I've got an exacta box on those two horses just because I want to make sure if that happens and I have to lose a fantasy league because of some stupid bullshit Triple Crown result for the second time, at least this time I'm covered.
Well, Somich, what about you?
He thinks it's
I would be
stupid.
surprised, but I'm not too worried. If Epicenter shows up and runs his race, he's first or second in this race. we'll see what happens. But I think that Epicenter is going to sit right behind the speed and be able to perform pretty well. And if he doesn't, he doesn't. That's horse racing. You know, I mean, that's the crazy part about this is that Epicenter could run. We've seen him lose to two worse horses than who's in this race, right? The horses that I think that can beat him, he's lost to two worst horses so far. So you never know. It's horse racing, but this sets up really well. The price you're getting on him is really good. And if he shows up, he's the best horse. So, you know, I think it's all systems go.
You know, I think that's what most people don't realize that follow us, maybe the ones that follow us for a long time, is, yeah, I mean, we get nervous and we bet. And, you know, obviously it's always nerve-wracking when you have lots of money on these races, but we're all fans too. And Magic in this case, you are a super fan of Epicenter. And even though you do have money on him, like, you are genuinely rooting for the horse to win, regardless if you had $0 on the horse, right? Yeah. So it's such a, you know, different feeling compared to just having money on the line. You're trying to will this horse home.
Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it in passing to the rest of the guys, or if it was in the actual preview for this race for Epicenter that I did. But I've been following him since December, and when he won the Gun Runner Stakes, I was like, oh shit, like this could be he's really could be this good that I think potentially he might be. And so to have a horse, anybody who's followed horse racing, and I know I'm speaking to the choir here, when you find a horse 6 months before the Derby, 5 months before the Derby, and follow it, and like, that's the horse that I'm going to follow, and you get it actually even to the Derby gate, if it's 50 to 100 to 1, the fact that you got that horse there from December is a miracle, let alone the favorite, let alone almost wins the damn thing, loses in heartbreaking fashion. I mean, it's been a fun roller coaster every step of the way with Epicenter. And as long as he gives a good, yes, I want him to win, but if he gets second, Aaron, we talked about this, and it's like Secret Oath, the Kentucky Oaks winner, the filly just comes right by and nails him at the wire. Rachel Alexandra's trainer that won the I could see that happening, and it's gonna hurt financially, but I'm still gonna be excited as a horse racing fan.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair, and that's just the thing. I mean, if that's the only horse, honestly, that's like, if she beats him, it's like, well, maybe she's just really, really good, you know. But if he loses this race to anybody else, I would be upset if I were Magic or myself.
Mike, how about you? If Epicenter doesn't win, your emotions?
I won't be upset. I mean, I'll
From
be
a Jared
bummed.
at this year's Derby to a Jared at last year's Derby, where would you rank?
What was
I don't know if I could ever get to Jared's level, man. Like,
go back to like Justify. That would be a comparison.
There you go.
From Justify to Rich Strike. Where you land?
That's a good one.
I don't know. That's tough. Look, if he loses, he loses, and if he loses, then I think you might get a better price on him later when I want to bet him to win again. So like, it's one of those things where I'm not going to have a boatload of money on Epicenter at 6-5 here. I've got him on top of some tries, some supers. Got a double live to him through the 2, but like, other than that, I don't have a ton of money here sitting on Epicenter. I've got him plus 250 and plus 150. But hopefully he wins, and I'd love to see him win because I think he deserves to win this race. I think he deserved to win the Derby. That had to have been rough, like for the connections and for everything. It's a really rough way to lose for that horse to run his absolute eyeballs out, run the best race, be that close to the pace, be able to hold up, be able to just miss. Like, he deserved to win that Derby, and now to come back 2 weeks later to be the favorite in a field that he should be able to handle, I'd feel bad for the connections more than anyone else in the horse, because he deserves to win one of these jewels of the Triple Crown.
6-5 now, as they are now officially at 0 minutes to post. They're of course still walking behind the gate still, but yeah, 6-5. We knew it. This probably would happen. We'll see if he goes down one more click. It's getting closer to the 4-5.
I'm just really worried that it's going to happen. They're going to come out of the gate and he's going to be 4-5.
We got right around 14 million bet, so there's still more money that should be coming into this pool here, based on previous years.
Gradually, they're merging more money into this pool. And it could just be me getting burned at Will Rogers 100 times by this. Like, the very last second, all the money comes in. I just feel like Pimlico, Will Rogers, kind of the same thing, maybe.
I don't think Creative Minister is Bernardini. But he's going to have to be if he wins, because like the Bernardini effect is last century, only one horse has won this race that hasn't had a 1.8 race or more under its belt. And of course, Creative Minister does not. yeah, that he'll be up against history, I guess.
Ooh.
You know,
A lot of the horses, I see people are saying Epicenter, but I'm seeing it white on a lot of horses now. It's not just early voting is a lot worse than his back.
I
legs
see
there.
Epicenter right now on the screen, and I don't see it.
I actually didn't see it. The early voting, the 5 had a huge white patch inside his leg. That was all sweat.
I'm sure they're.
I mean,
I'm sure they're warm. Yeah.
No matter what magic
warm up now too.
Okay, I'm officially nervous. So
you're nervous.
that's what I'm saying. If I'm nervous,
I'm slim with Gunrunner at the Breeders' Cup on the deck.
you
nervous.
gotta
about.
say, is that the smoke I see coming up under your screen? You gotta snort on that one.
That was good. I like that. I may have a victory present waiting for me later tonight if he wins. So we'll just say that.
Okay.
Win or lose.
That's a victory or a loser present. Either one.
No, because I've been saving it for over 2 weeks. I'll also say that.
Okay.
Oh, so you're the reason he lost the Derby.
Just so that they are approaching the gate right now. We cannot show the feed, but you will be getting our reactions, and we know we are not calling it Slim, we love you, but we're not doing that.
Yeah. That's up to you.
Yeah, it's up to you.
I mean, I think 6-5 is playable, but I think it's we're trying to decide how much we're going to hammer Epicenter here as they're getting in the gate. We mentioned the guide. He's playable if he's 6-5 or higher. I think he's playable.
All right, it's bad.
It's right at that number. I said 6-5 is what I wanted to bet the win. I'm not going to bet anymore since I have him already. But I think 6-5 is not a bad number.
Okay. Well, here we go.
All right. Good luck, everybody that's got bets in this race.
If he's 4-5 when they break through the gates, I'm betting dogs tomorrow.
All right, Epicenter.
All right, they're in the gate.
Love you, buddy. Come on, Epicenter.
Break.
Who's that?
Waiting for Skippy. Yippee
Break.
Skippy.
Get position.
Yep.
Holy hell,
Let's
my
see what
heart rate.
simplification does. Does
Here
he
we go,
break or
boys.
not?
Off we go.
He broke well.
He broke well.
He's fine.
He's going to make early voting work for this.
Ooh, Epicenter.
Epicenter is going to be mid-pack.
Where is he going?
He's going to be back in the
Ooh,
pack.
He's
He's
going to
getting
be
shot.
back. He is getting.
Oh,
Oh, no.
my god.
And it's going to be Armagnac.
How about Epicenter second to last?
Second to last.
Only by the other horse that we have and Secret
Oh
Oath.
my god.
Hey, we saw Ethereal Road. How far back was Ethereal Road? I know those were worse horses, but these aren't exactly the Derby horses, right?
24-2. It
Most of
looked
them.
like they were going much faster than that.
It did.
And Armagnac's got a lone lead, and early voting is not on the lead. So
We also thought that early, I know the chip fractions are a lot different. We thought that Epicenter was too far back in the Derby early. Joel knows this horse as good as anybody. I'm talking myself into this.
Yeah, I love how Matt's
Watch,
just trying to make it.
We're going to go
feel
through the
better
9
about
stages of grief through this race. Watch.
listen, he could win because he's the best horse. But
Much
it's
faster.
It's
That-
certainly
They
not.
picked it up there, yeah.
23
Ideal.
flat on the backstretch there for that second
Yeah, they
quarter.
picked it up for that second quarter.
Especially not for the filly. I don't think you were hoping. to
Early
get
voting's in a great spot. Creative Minister sitting there on the rail in a nice spot. If Armagnac doesn't back up into him. Happy Jack is between horses. All right, here comes
Yep.
Epicenter and Secret Oath are both moving. Secret Oath is going to go the overland route.
Taking the wide road.
Epicenter's saving
Well,
ground, but he has nowhere to go.
Oh, yeah, he's got
Needs
Creative
a
Minister
hole.
backing up. Come on, Joel. Find that opening. Get inside him. There's an opening. Go. Get in there. Get in there, Joel. Come on. All right, now go catch early
got
voting.
him.
You can do this. Come on, buddy. Go get him. Go get him.
Come on, Joe.
Here
Come
we
on,
go.
Epicenter.
Come
Go
on,
get him.
Epicenter.
Get up
Come
the
on,
rail.
buddy.
Get up the rail.
Get up that rail.
Come on.
Come on. Get up that rail.
Come on.
Get up that
Get
rail.
up the rail.
Come on. Catch this horse. Come on. Go catch him.
He's
No, he's not going to get him. Oh.
Got it.
Oh. 5, 8, 2, 4. Chad Brown does it again in the Preakness. Loses the wood, wins the Preakness. Secret Oath third. Secret Oath ran third.
Fourth.
5, 8,
Fourth,
2,
I'm sorry.
4.
She was
Great
fourth. Great
Minister
was
actually
third.
ran third there. So
You're right. I'm sorry. Yep.
Well,
Oh.
I think we got the try on the website at least.
Son of a biscuit.
Not a good day for that.
I want, man, if Epicenter got up, that would have been amazing. That's a great race from early voting, though. I mean, the break really cost Epicenter there, then getting shuffled back to second to last.
He ran a huge race, and early voting got the dream trip. I mean, he set right off of the cheap speed in Armagnac, and Epicenter had to. You talk about traffic. I mean, he got more traffic here than he got in the Kentucky Derby.
Yep.
Epicenter did, and that's saying something. It's a 9-horse field, and he had to face 19 other horses in the Derby, and he still gotten more traffic here. That was getting squeezed here at the beginning of this race. Just put him up against it, and you would never have. I mean, he ran great.
He did.
I didn't think he was running top 2 around the turn.
No, I didn't either.
I thought he was in a lot of trouble.
Man.
So the order finish there was 5, 8, 2, 4, 9.
Early voting, Epicenter, Creative Minister. Did Skippy get a Secret Oath, Skippy Longstocking?
Yep.
So, got it.
All right. So, by the way, yesterday we had the Pimlico special. Older horses going 1 mile and 3/16. Today's time, 154.54. Yesterday's time, older horses, 156.24.
Woo!
A lot faster.
A little quicker.
The track was a lot faster, but that was a very fast and impressive effort from early voting.
It was a really good race. I'd like to see his trip. I was watching Epicenter the whole time, but he was up in a real good spot. He let the 7 go.
Jose did a great job of letting the 7 go, and then being able to let's just circle right around when Armagnac stopped. Epicenter early voting was able to take the lead right away from him, and then just kind of stretch out. And it was whether or not Epicenter was going to be able to go get him. No one else had a shot there.
Yep.
Freaking Based Outdoors. I'm just going to start playing every ticket that you put in our chat. You had this try again. Congratulations.
Well, the
4, 5, 8.
The premium picks also have the try, so that's good for anybody that had those. The guide preview page also had the try, so that's good. It was a good result, just not you'd like to have Epicenter win for the bankroll, but that's all right.
Man. Woof. That was crazy. All right, I'm going to stop that. That's good. Woof.
Man, that was Epicenter, the case of the second-itis on the Triple Crown Trail so far. Just brutal. I mean, you talk about a horse that deserves a win in one of these races. My goodness, he ran great in the Derby, got beat by an 80-1 shot, and he ran great again today after an awful, just almost exact opposite of how you draw it up, and finished the second again, and really would have won without early voting getting the dream trip there. And we talked, I guess he was the fresh horse won, right? So
yeah,
Creative Minister, I thought he ran well too for a horse that probably should be higher odds, but 10-1 still. Creative Minister definitely did not embarrass himself.
Nope, no, not at all.
Should have got that claim.
That's right. That was a good race from Creative Minister for sure. I want to see it back again. Like I said, I was watching Epicenter the whole time and like, wow.
So I've got the 5 myths that I did. I want to go through and see how well they did on here. I don't remember. I think they did pretty well. So myth number 1, speed favoring. Epicenter was second to last and got second. I'd say that Secret Oath got 4th. She was last. I don't know. That myth probably broken. Closers can't win. Well, again, we talked about what the last place horses did. Second place from the Derby is a good bet back. That myth broken again. He didn't bet. He didn't win. Don't bet the Derby second place back in the Preakness Stakes. They now in 44 times are 4, 13, and 9. Ugh. Horses off the board in the Derby can't win the Preakness. Well, we didn't have that happen this year. Everybody who was off the board and simplification didn't. What happened to simplification? Did you guys notice at all?
I never noticed him.
Johnny Velasquez pulled him back pretty good to stalk, and then I think he just faded in the turn.
Yeah, I had all eyes on Epicenter, so
yeah,
he was sitting mid-pack and just didn't have a run.
Oh man, Fenwick didn't win.
Yeah, that's a shocking result there.
Well, that's what we were talking about. These second and third place or third choice horses weren't taking any money, and it's like, why? Why is Fenwick taking money? Why is this horse going down the line?
Still count as cheating when the fresh horse wins. That's good. Dr. Tank says he didn't like the ride on Epicenter. It looked to me from the head-on view that Epicenter kind of he wasn't faster than Armagnac, and then he got kind of bumped around a little bit from that, and it kind of forced Joel to pull him back. Did anybody have an issue with that ride?
Big time.
I mean, the ride was not ideal, but I need to watch it back. I kind of felt like I don't know if he got what he had. You know what I mean? Like if he did what he had to do because. Mm-hmm. He didn't break fast enough, and he got pinched. And then, I mean, all things aside, it's a bad trip when Epicenter is sitting in 8th place as they enter the first turn. That's not what you're looking for out of a horse that's got plenty of early speed.
Yeah, the trip was bad. I'm not sure about the ride. Right, I'm not sure if he could have done anything about it because he got pinched early. The 7 kind of came out a little bit. It is going to be funny. We're going to hear a lot of Irad Jose stuff here because the 7 comes out and then takes the lead and sets it up for Jose on the 5, who gets to sit right behind him and have an easy target. So I'm sure we'll hear about that. But yeah, the trip wasn't good. I will have to watch it back to see if the ride was a problem.
I think Joel's the kind of guy that you saw it in the Derby. He plays the cards that are dealt with Epicenter, and he trusts the horse and knows him. I mean. Did I want him to be the 8th? No, but didn't feel that bad. If you're Epicenter's connections, guys, do you go for 2nd? Do you try and get into Belmont, or do we wait for the summer for Haskell Travers?
Probably that one.
Yeah.
At this point, you didn't win this race.
Yeah.
What good does it do? I mean, I know it's a big race, but yeah, you wait for the
Jim Dandy, Travers, yeah. Haskell, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, Haskell is July 23rd, so you'd give him a few weeks off and then bring him back to training, and then you can go Haskell and then Travers and Breeders' Cup Classic, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. The trifecta paid $66. Not bad. Super paid $162.90. It's not bad.
So, what is this? I think a lot of us after the Derby were like, yeah, send Mo Donegal to the Belmonts to be a good spot. Mo Donegal going there, caught early voting in the Wood. Good spot for it. Do you feel good about, or feel better about Mo Donegal going to the Belmont?
I mean, it's like, yeah, Skippy didn't like completely run awful, I guess, but that Wood continues to. It's not necessarily a terrible race. I mean, I think Mo Donegal finished 5th in the Derby, and this horse just won the Preakness. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I still don't love Mo Donegal, but yeah, I don't think that was an awful race.
What are you laughing at?
All right, so you guys are gonna love this story. So last night, it's like 9:30 at night or almost 10 o'clock at night. It's usually because we're old and we have a kid. We go to bed. So Celeste comes by in the office. She's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Hey, I'm typing an email." She's like, "You have more work?" I said, No. My mom had a betting question. My mom asked me to bet Epicenter. She gave me $20 every year for the Derby. She said, bet Epicenter to show in the Derby. So I did it. So she's got 52. She set up her own TVG account and placed her first bets for the Preakness. She was all over early voting and she took all of her money from Epicenter and played early voting across the board. So I'm laughing because of the text that I just got from her about it. So
she's very excited.
She asked me how much money I had on Epicenter.
Not enough to cover the money you just won.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. How do you think Rich Strike would have done today?
6th?
Well,
7th?
no, he could have. You could have seen him for like 4th. Where would he have been? Right there with Secret Oath. Where did Secret Oath finish?
Yeah, I think maybe you see him where Skippy's at, maybe like whatever, like the 5th. What did Secret Oath do? Just spin her wheels a little bit.
She kind of came wide and
She's tight turns.
She was running.
I did it.
Well, I mean, it's never a good thing when we in the bankroll we played well, obviously we ended up playing a win bet as well on Epicenter, but we also played those 2 exactas, one with Epicenter on top over Secret Oath, and we flipped it. It's never a good thing when they enter the first turn and your 2 horses are in last and second to last.
No, we talked all the time about the Preakness or not the Preakness, the Kentucky Oaks, and how Epicenter was, or not Epicenter, Jesus, Secret Oath was mid pack, and like that's where you want to be, and then first turn she's last.
That's what I mean. Hell, I mentioned it earlier. I was like,
Yeah.
Luis Saez, well, you bank on a solid trip. I'm in the Somich band. I'm in Somich's camp now. Screw Luis Saez. All right.
Well, I want to see the trips back because it's hard to say. Just you've seen it once, but all I could say is with the filly, is she really surprising to be last? Probably not. Is Epicenter surprising to be second to last? Yes, absolutely.
Especially with the 40 to 24 plus first quarter.
That's why I'm sitting here like, was it really that good of a ride? Could you have asked him for a little speed to get position so he didn't get pinched?
Yeah.
You would have liked to have seen, because it's almost like, and again, I need to watch it back, but it's almost like Rosario is like, he didn't really rush, and then once he kind of got pinched, it was just like shut off instead of fighting for that position.
Yeah.
To make sure.
Yeah.
He didn't get in second to last place. I don't know. I mean, you talk about the trip, man. He ran huge considering.
Correct.
I think my mom knows how much she won, and she's just giving me shit about it because she knows the horse won. How much did I win? How much is this? How much is that? Shut up, jeez. Shouldn't do that. She watches this channel too. She told me she was betting Epicenter because of a video that I did, or I'm sorry, early voting because of a video I did. So I guess that's good. But
Good job, Magic.
hey, I'm glad I helped somebody win money. You know what? Dr. Miranda feels very validated today. I'm sure.
Didn't she pick Secret Oath?
How does she?
How does she pick? Yeah, I don't understand that comment.
Sarcasm.
She picked the horse.
Yeah.
Sarcasm.
Oh.
Well,
Sarcasm.
Oh.
Are you guys awake?
we're still pissed.
Yeah. Hockey time. Go Blues.
Hopefully. This is a huge game tonight.
I love comments like this because it's. Who said it? Modonical was a joke.
Yeah,
I get that all the time on YouTube. We told you this. We said that too. Good job.
Yeah.
High five.
He probably, I mean, he's one of the main contenders to win the Belmont. I will take Modonigal over Rich Strike.
So I'm wondering if Truth. Do you think was Epicenter tired based off of what you saw there? Truth Exposed, or I mean, yeah, you got early voting, but you didn't get early voting based off of Epicenter being tired. So I guess it works either way. Cash ticket is a cash ticket, right?
That's right.
That's correct.
Yeah, I agree, Dr. Tang. It's kind of a.
Well, I'm not completely disappointed with this one. This was a horse that was logical, a horse with
It was a
great
good race.
trainer, a horse that progressed into the race. You can't be. I mean, you disappointed that maybe you didn't cash on your top choice, but this horse deserved to win the Preakness. This is not a horse that's a joke.
No, I agree.
So it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm just disappointed from a financial standpoint.
Well, I'm disappointed from a trip standpoint. This horse was 8th.
Yeah. Do you think would Epicenter have won if he was 4th in the first turn? Do you think the trip beat him?
Probably, because I don't love the trying to come up the inside either. Like that's not the easiest thing for a horse to do, especially when you're trying to gain momentum. I realized Joel had really no choice after the first turn to try and go inside of the whole second turn. But like you want to tip out at some point just to get the horse into more space to be able to open up and run. And like we've never seen Epicenter try and pass someone on the inside before. And that's the other part of it that's not wonderful. You kind of want to, I know you want to save ground, but you also want to be in the clear too.
I kind of thought when he was saving ground, he would come out and then he would save ground on the turn and then come out a little bit. But I guess he needed to.
It never opened up. Yeah, he
Never
would come out and do a horse. And so he had to stay inside the whole way. And that's just, it's tough.
Yeah. But a good for early voting. I mean, he ran a good race. He had a good trip and he took advantage of it.
All right.
Anyways.
Are we?
I'm going to guess we're not going to stick around for the Arabian race, are we?
No.
I'm going to bed.
Okay. Magic, why don't you sign us off of here?
Thank you so much for joining us for the Racing News Live. I apologize that we ran out of energy here, but when you get Epicenter beat twice in a Triple Crown race, I don't have it in me, and neither do we. But we appreciate it. We've had so many of you watching us. We really do appreciate it. Before you leave, click like on the video. We really appreciate that, and subscribe to our channel. We'll be doing this again for Belmont Stakes Day. I promise you, with all my heart, that will be a much better day than what today was. We knew that before today even started. Belmont Day. Lots of big stars. It'll be a lot of fun and good betting opportunities. But make sure you subscribe. We've got all sorts of content coming out, previews. You can get all of our personalities and our lovely, bubbly attitudes any day of the week over at youtube.com/racingdudes. And, of course, free picks for every race, every track, every day around the country, courtesy of Aaron Halchman at racingdudes.com, Mike Somich with the Somobombs, and Jared Welch. He just makes sure that we have the lights kept on, and that is the most important job of all. Thank you so much for joining us. For Jared, Aaron, Mike, I am Magic. We really appreciate you guys. Take care. We'll see you next time.